yo. Hello!
We're live on the internet, streaming and stuff, Duke.
Oh, live on the internet.
It's a weird buzzing noise. There is. There's like a weird...
I don't hear a weird buzzing noise.
Weird. It's like the sea. It sounds like the sea. Anyway, talking about the sea, let's get the sea in here.
C. Big C. Alright, I added 3 things. Should I keep adding?
Only if you see anything decent. Is any of it decent?
Yeah, some of the stuff I found I thought was pretty interesting.
You start recording straight away, don't you, Duke?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Alright. Done.
Good evening.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
how do you
Yeah.
say?
What do you say?
How do you say?
How do you say? I say good. I say great. How you say?
Good.
You alright, Chris?
I'm very good.
There we are.
Welcome
Yeah.
to the pre-show banter section of the podcast.
Yes.
How did you know? Stand by for pre-show banter.
Does that sound good, or is that you just saying it again?
No, that's a sound clip. I
I'm gonna
can't
fuck with your show
say a
tonight.
thing over and over again. What are you talking about?
No.
I can.
Duke just records sound bites of himself and plays them back to Diane when it's just. What do you want to watch tonight?
I'm having
I
a
don't
great
mind.
How was your day? How was your day, dear?
Yeah.
What you are?
You alright, Chris? Everything good? You're alive.
Everything's great. Yeah, all good. Yeah, I'm well excited. We just bought a house and sold our house. So
So you sorted out the chain and shit.
yeah, short chain. Pretty good. We've got first-time buyers. They've sold on, and it's all good. And I've got a pretty much dedicated gaming room. Don't talk about it. It's not dedicated, but you know, I'm gonna make it dedicated. I'm going for a 55-incher.
Yep. If only.
I'm telling you, it's a 50, but it's gonna be a 55.
Indeed. Should we start this thing?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. That's what we're here for.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
Welcome yo to the veteran gamers. Juju, Jimmy, and the fellas will tell
How
you
do you know?
playing this week. News, reviews, and
Boring.
Stu story time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite saviors. Veteran gamers. It's the veteran gamers. It's the veteran gamers.
I just fell on my bottom into some butterscotch. Yeah, huh?
Switch that console off before you have to press repeat.
He's got to be better than this Xbox bullshit.
Hello?
Hello and welcome to this
Hello?
episode. Good. Hello.
Hello?
I'm glad you guys thought up a plan before you
Oh
started.
no idea.
Oh, welcome to episode 4 of the Veteran Gamers Podcast.
I was away for 1 week and it all went tits up.
What the hell's going on? What are they like?
Episode 429 of the Veteran Gamers Podcast. Hello.
429 and we're feeling fine. I'm Duke.
I'm not Stu. I'm Chinny.
And I'm Chris.
Chris is here from the,
Yeah.
the Boss Wave.
Boss. Wave.
We'll Okay, well, there's lots going on here. I have to just calm it all down. First of all, Duke, what are we not?
We are not military veterans. We're veterans of the gaming lifestyle.
True. And we stream live on Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, and I think that's it. 9 o'clock Sunday, which is now British summertime.
Summertime.
Yes. I need to burp really badly, but, you know.
That's okay. While you do that, I'll play a sound clip.
Spring break! Yeah!
Oh.
What? In your face, everybody. I'm on spring break. What, whoop, 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 whoop.
So,
Dude, you're not going to be doing marking whilst you're podcasting. That's amazing.
Hell no.
no. Stu's not here. Stu, on a very rare occasion, does miss the show, and he's gone abroad to a foreign country called York. Now, York is... Yes, York is a place where they don't have the internet, they don't have computers, and I believe, they did have a telephone at one point, but they lost it or something. So that's where he is. And
Like the veteran gamers, they do have a grand old duke.
Indeed, they do.
I see what you did there.
I'm a smart one.
But to take the third seat, we got Chris from the Boss Wave. Hello, Chris. La 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 la.
Hello, hi.
You know,
Hi, everybody.
Chris,
if you don't know,
Thanks for having me.
if you don't know who Chris is, he has his own podcast called The Boss Wave, with Robin and whoever the fuck they can get on.
You've got at least two of us as sound clips now.
So that was really weird because that's his co-host. That really freaked me out a little bit.
Podcasting with Rob now.
Yes. So Chris, how have you been? I haven't spoke to you for a while.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, it's looking forward to the Arcade Club meetup. It's going to be good.
For that.
You haven't done the
Thank you
Oh,
for that
shit,
link.
probably.
Yes, it's definitely on my notes to things to talk about. I didn't forget about it at all. On the 21st of April, Chris, is that right? We're going to be seeing each other?
I believe it is, yeah.
It is. Yes, on the 21st of April, we're having a meetup. So if you're listening to this and you don't want us to come into your ears, you want us to come in front of you, then you can. You can come to the Arcade Club, which is in Bury, on the 21st of April. And if you've got something important like an anniversary or, we don't, just drop them because fuck them. Don't come to this. So Google that. We've got a Facebook page and all that shit. So, it'd be good to see you there. And we've had quite a few emails about it. People saying, I don't know if we're... Just come. It's fine. Chris, you didn't know us at one point, and then 1EGX, you came and chilled out with us, and now, you got your own show, and you're earning millions buying new houses.
You made me.
And remember, Chris, I can
Thank
fucking crush you at any point.
I made you, I can break you.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we do. So yeah, meet up. That's all that shit. Stu's dead. Great. Chris is here. And story time.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
My favorite time. It's story time. Story time.
I haven't really got any great stories. My bath is leaking.
Oh, jeez.
You're not in it now, are you?
Yeah, no, that's how I podcast. I only podcast in from the. No, it's just the bath is leaking. So now, I use the gym, but mainly for a shower. All right, so I every time.
What a workout!
Yeah, I pop in and I look at a runner and I go, poof, yeah, oh, and then I'm in the changing room, like, what a workout.
Time to hit the shower.
Time to hit the old shower, and pretend it's not the reason I went. But that's fine. So we're getting a plumber to come in, and he's gonna sort it. That's about all I know about that. I have no idea what he's doing. He could just literally turn a screw and be there for 5 minutes, but I have no idea what he's gonna do.
So it's seal that's leaking?
I believe so. There is a damaged seal. It's the waste pipe. Yes, and then
Chinny's O-ring has perished, I think.
Yes, and Fraser. I was in a Discord chat, and Fraser sort of overheard this problem that I have, and he says, "Oh, you should be fixing it." I went, Fraser.
Are you a man or not? A real man fix his own bath.
The answer to that is no. I'm not a man. I am a man that pays a man to do stuff. And Tara did say, I might have a go at it, and I went, Tara. You could probably do it, Tara, but it'll probably take you all weekend. And do
Dutch
you
is all about that sort of thing.
do you really want to spend all weekend doing that? So we're paying a man, and it's all fine. So hopefully
that is the way I'm living my life now as well. Like
I just pay a man.
I do a bit of DIY. We're looking at all these new houses, looking at all these fixer uppers, going, yeah, we could add some value to this, buy it cheap, and do it up, make some money. I'm like, I can't be fucked with that. Where am I going to find the time to do all that stuff? So no, pay a man. Buy a house that's ready to go.
And if I could do it, and I suppose I could if I really, but I'd fuck it up and all that. And that's part of what But how I value my time more than that, and I don't get much time. Look, for example, this week I haven't played any video games. I have played one to talk about, but I haven't played any, and I just don't have much time. So, and I don't even have kids. Wait till those pop up. Right, I'm gonna be running away and all sorts of stuff. But anyway, so that's the only story I have. Have you guys got any amusing anecdotes from your life from the past week?
Yeah, I was teaching, and then I'm not teaching because I'm on spring break. Suck it, kids.
Did you go marching though? Did you go?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did that go?
Lives. Yeah. It was good.
Woo.
What march? What march is that? What are you marching for now?
Yeah, it's March. So you have to go outside and run around with other people.
Right.
It's March.
I missed that. What did
I'm eating baklava and it's caught in my throat.
What did you march for? Like rights for ants? Stuff. Like what is it now?
Yes, rights for ants. We were sick and tired of ants' rights not being honored.
Recognized, yeah.
We stood up for the rights of ants. No, we're standing up for gun control.
That
tired
thing.
of watching young people get murdered everywhere. So we went out in the streets and we demanded gun control. Hopefully we'll see some action.
Well,
militia.
We nailed that years ago, Duke. You're so in the past.
I know we are. Chris, it's funny you said that because the Duchess shared that picture with me recently. It's so great. If anybody hasn't seen it, it's a picture of Ralph Wiggum holding a gun, and he says, "I'm a militia."
There you go.
Because that's literally what people in the United States are like. I need my gun to protect the government.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, calm down.
Chris, any funny, crazy things happen to you? Did you blow your cock off, or did you shoot a raccoon or something?
No, I don't think I've done anything crazy the last couple of days. Did go and see The Shape of Water last night, which was good.
Oh, is that the fucking the sea monster the film? Sorry.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
right.
Grinding Nemo.
Yeah.
Grinding.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was all right. I do like weird films, and it was weird for me. So
yeah.
It wasn't as but it said there was female masturbation in it, so I was like, "Boy, come on up, we're off. We're going to see this."
Yeah. Stop everything.
Very disappointing.
You're in the middle of a meal. Like, come on, we're gonna go. We're in the middle of a meal. Okay, well that's that section because for some reason we have to talk about that. I don't know why we do that.
Fish fuckers.
Yeah. I don't know. Is there something I might watch Ready Player One because that's a Spielberg thing and I like him, but sometimes he's a bit shit.
Video games.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like a lot of it is like, hey, you, sort of 30 to 40-year-old, remember the 80s and video games? Well, you'll like this film.
Am I right?
Willy Wonka. Don't forget Willy Wonka.
Back to the Future. Am I right?
Battletoads? Battletoads?
Do you have Battletoads? It's so funny.
And all that shit. So I'll watch it out of curiosity. I haven't read the book or heard the book as most people have, and yeah, I don't know how I feel about Spielberg these days. I don't know really. What
was the last good film he made? I can't remember.
I liked The Terminal.
I didn't see that yet.
The Terminal is very, very good. I don't know. I never watched the BFG. I don't know. I
watched half of it and fell asleep.
Yeah, I watched Lincoln and thought it was fucking awful.
Okay.
But I don't know. War Horse is meant to be good. I haven't seen it, so
I don't know about these films. He's made a lot of boring sounding films.
He's
recently,
so diverse, he can make the popcorn, but he can also, speak to you on an intellectual level. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about him. I need to watch more stuff he's done, but I might watch it. Who cares? No one fucking cares. No one listens to this shit anyway. Let's talk about fucking video games.
Do it.
Duke.
Sometimes my mouse doesn't work. I don't understand what's
Get
going
a
on.
better mouse.
I know, right?
Wake up.
For crying out loud, it's like not working at all of a sudden. Stupid piece of shit mouse. Come on.
It's a
This
blessing.
is unbelievable.
It's a blessing.
How long
Well,
do you have to?
it would be a
how-
blessing if it worked out that way.
Let's
Are we
talk
playing
about...
for time so you can play a sound clip? Is that all this bit's about?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay, we're doing really well. No dead air whatsoever so far.
No, I
know,
don't.
right?
We
Successful.
don't care about that. It wouldn't have broke if Stu was here.
That's so weird that it's just not working all of a sudden.
Plug it out. Plug it back in.
I did. I just did. I unplugged it and plugged
Throw
it
it
back in.
against the fucking wall.
I know, right?
Americans always get out of a conversation by going, "I know, right?" Like you killed that guy. I know, right? No, like that's wrong. You shouldn't do that. I
All right, I'm
know.
unplugging the thing.
Hold on.
Unplugging it back in.
Yeah, this is really good podcasting. I like this.
Well, I don't know what to do.
No, I'm serious. This is great. I'm really into what's happening.
Oh, wait. Maybe
Ah.
it's working now. Nope. It's just the right button that's not where the left button that's not working.
Right.
Open link in a new window. Oh,
You been playing.
Wow.
What you been playing? What you been playing?
so the question is, do I still have that other mouse?
That is.
And the answer,
Do you have that other mouse?
fuck.
I've got
No,
a
I
spare
don't.
mouse. I've got one.
Well, just send it over here.
All right, give me a sec.
Oh, wait, I had to push it down harder.
Oh.
My favorite time.
Okay, I got it working by pushing it down real
We,
hard.
we used to look up to you guys when we were planning
Oh, yeah,
our,
I got my sound clips
podcast. We used to look
working
up to
again.
you.
Shut up, Chris. We're still the fucking best.
Like it or not, I am never gonna pipe down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Quiet, Skinny.
exactly. Exactly.
They're working. And
Yeah, we.
I
we know
got
it's-
them working.
We know. Yeah.
Never meet your heroes.
Did you hear on what's your Entertain Nerds, right? Antonio messaged me and said, "I hope you like the famous people that I've met," and he listed me, which is kind of true, but I wouldn't say I know him. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think it's a true name. So yeah, thanks Antonio. Chris, you're a guest, so you can go fucking last. Duke, what have you been playing?
Ayo!
Bam.
No, you can't.
Chris thinks,
Bam.
oh, is he joking? Is he actually going to let me first?
Burn.
No, I'm
Burn.
not.
No, he's not. Well, I mean, you know, it's a joke, but it's also
It's also true. No, Chris, you get the back of the queue. Fuck, go
It's
there.
I
Funny
played a game of
joke.
PUBG.
You played a game of PUBG.
I did. It's been a long time, but I wanted to go back to it. So I went back,
Yes.
Fucking PUBG.
and I got a
PUBG
solo
podcast.
chicken dinner.
Fuck off.
The craziest thing about it is I wasn't actually working very hard to win. Like,
You're
I was kind of goofing
fucking
around.
Bastard.
He's
I
a
didn't
fucking
have
liar. He's
the
a
audio
fucking-
on. I was playing it without the audio on. I was kind of talking to the Duchess at the same time, and I wasn't paying attention. where
This
the
is
script
bollocks. This is
But I
not
kept
true.
getting into it, and then I won the chicken dinner. I took a screenshot of it, and then I woke the fuck up. I was like, "What the hell?"
Oh dear.
But it was that really was my dream. I got a chicken dinner. I took a screenshot. There was all sorts of text on the screenshot for some reason. Like, people aren't gonna believe that I actually got it, but I know I got it. And then I woke up. I'm like, "Why am I dreaming about PUBG? What the?"
That's so stupid.
And
You
then
know,
I had
you know what I
this-
had a dream about, right?
Oh.
You have like dreams at least where you achieve something, right? Last night, I had a dream that I opened the boot of my car and it was really big. That was
well,
my
that's
dream.
an aspirational dream. You're gonna
Yeah.
have a huge trunk
You
one
get-
day.
You
Boot.
can get more bodies in them. It's good.
Yeah.
You-
No.
Yeah.
Well, my boot of my car now is pretty big, so I think my dream was extending the boot of that. And someone went, "Oh, that's a big boot," and I'm like, "Yeah."
Damn right.
And that was my dream. Like, no, you know, not flying or anything, or you know, wrestling a dinosaur or something mental like that. It's just,
That's
just,
great.
hey, I got a bigger boot.
Big boot.
Shit.
It's the size of my trunk.
Yeah, that's it. So, oh yeah, trunk for the
It has a
American.
sign from the universe that I need to go back to PUBG, so I reinstalled it. I
Yes.
haven't played it again yet, but
Yep.
The other thing is I was looking at my friends list on Steam, and like Fumu and Dynamic Kev and other people were playing it. And I was like, I remember when I used to hang out and play that game and be social.
Yes.
You don't have to be good at it to enjoy spending time with people.
No, you
So-
don't. What we're talking about PUBG, it's the only thing I've got to talk about this week, and it is
Go ahead.
PUBG related. It's
Should do the round robin. That's better anyway.
Yeah, it is better. The mobile version of PUBG was released this week, sorry. And I haven't had tons of time to play video games. I haven't played anything, but I did download and play the mobile version of PUBG, and
on a phone or a pad?
on my iPhone. And so I'll just talk about the experience. So I downloaded it. It's free. I think it's about 800 meg, and downloaded that. Didn't take very long. Started it up, and it's very different in a way. So it has loading screens that are not just a black screen, which is weird. It has a leveling up system. So every time you come out of a game, you rank up. Right. Interesting. And there's a few things in there, like a few of the graphics and few of the text prompts are different, and it's almost like it's like more up to date. This is the fucking killer.
Put some work into it.
This is the killer though. The frame rate is better on the phone than it is on the Xbox.
That's not too surprising to me.
That
The
is
frame rate of most games is better than PUBG.
That is absolutely true. Like the phone version, like when I started up, it went, we know what phone you've got, so we're gonna pick the best version. There's like 3 versions of the mobile version, so it's like, you know, basically it's like low, medium, high graphics, right? And my phone, I have an iPhone 7, right? And it just went, oh, we'll give you the high graphics. And when we say high graphics, you know, it's still pretty shit. But you know, you look at it and it's PUBG. It's playing PUBG, and they've changed how some of the houses are structured and things like that. So there's a few changes to the game, but nothing crazy, nothing like, it's still the same game. It's still exactly, I mean, it's that Chris Rock thing though, Duke. It's like, just because you can drive a car with your feet doesn't mean it's a good idea. So
Right.
just because, you know, it's available on the phone doesn't mean it's a good thing to play. And it's not. The controls are awkward. The controls are really awkward. I constantly sort of press the wrong thing. I can't really, you know, control it very well. It does a thing where it sort of auto picks things up as well on the mobile, because it just picks up things that you need. So if you've got a gun and you need ammo and you walk over the ammo, it'll just pick it up, which is interesting. Yeah, so that's.
Do you not think that, like, clearly touchscreen for a game like that is dumb, and no one's going to enjoy it apart from a 5-year-old, because they've got no other way of playing it. But do you get those controllers that are sort of the Bluetooth ones, and they're stretchable, so that you basically will have like the controllers either side of the tablet. If you use the tablet and have one of those, so that it's basically set out like a massive fuck-off switch.
Yeah.
You know, those controllers that with a stretchy bit on the back. I reckon that'd be all right.
That would work.
I mean, if you're saying it runs right, some of those now are quite good. You know, they
It's
feel
fine.
like proper controllers.
You need to charge your phone as you're playing it, because it gets red hot. Yeah, and I've only played it with the charger in. I've never played it without the charger. And my phone's pretty good for battery. It's not 2 years old yet. You know what these lithium batteries are like. After 2 years, they just die. But yeah, you're right, Chris. You could play like that if you're psycho. I don't know if iPhones have that kind of stuff. I know like Android phones do.
Yeah, you can get them now. Yeah, they do. They can. There's ways around that, I think, now.
Yeah. So but I don't care enough. I'm not gonna play it like that. But yeah, there's lots of weird things about it. There's just like little prompts, and there's like when the game finishes, you can like put up a poster and take it. And I'm assuming the poster is to take a screenshot of. So I came second in solo mobile PUBG. I honestly thought at one point, I'm gonna fucking win this.
Yeah, that's not the first chicken dinner you want.
No, and so I came second. He says, "Oh, here's a poster." So and then you can take a screenshot of it, I think, and then share it or whatever. So there's weird features in the game. The only thing that works better on the mobile version is the map, because you can pinch it and squeeze it and but it's okay. It works. If you want a mobile version of PUBG, that now exists, and I know Fortnite came out a little bit earlier than PUBG, the mobile version, but you can't port something like that overnight. They both obviously worked on it at the same time, But it looks like Fortnite pipped it to the post.
Currently destroying schools, from what I hear. Fortnite is.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
It's like no kids are doing any work at this point, just because they're all sat around playing Fortnite on their phones.
I had my niece round yesterday, and she usually plays my Xbox a little bit when she's round, and I said, "Oh, do you want to play Fortnite?" Thinking I was hip, you know what I mean? Because I knew that she would, be down with the kids, and she went, "Ugh." Right, and I went, "What? What's the matter with Fortnite? Don't you like Fortnite?" She went, "No, I don't know. It's just that everybody's talking about it, and because everybody's talking about it, she was put off by it, And I said, "Well, and I said, have you played it? Have you tried it?" And she went, "No." So, "Would you want to try it?" And she went, "Yeah, maybe." So she tried it. She played it for about an hour, and that's literally the first time I've launched it on my Xbox. So I've had it installed. I've never played it, and I was watching her play, and the genius stroke with Fortnite is it's free. That's the genius stroke. If they'd have charged for it, I doubt that it would be as successful as it is. But it's free, and it has an aesthetic that I suppose if a parent was to see a child playing it, they wouldn't necessarily feel like they're playing. I mean, you look at PUBG; it's a military game. It's a little bit more grounded, whereas Fortnite, it just kind of looks like it could be
Team Fortress or something.
Team Fortress, it could be, Overwatch. It's got this nice aesthetic to it that I think appeals to children. And I heard Bongo say this. The great thing about Fortnite is it keeps the fucking kids off PUBG, so that's fine. But I was watching Fortnite and I thought I should play this. I should give it a go. I haven't given it a fair shake. I have,
because PUBG's not working out for you, clearly.
No,
so maybe you should.
Yeah. Well, wow. That one hurt, Chris. That really.
Yeah.
I know. I'm so sorry.
Get off the fucking show.
And I wanted to give you a hug last week when you were. Oh, it was so sad.
I know. It was devastating. Step J's in the chat. He says PUBG for life. PUBG for life. Step J. I'm treating PUBG for life, the phrase, like a kind of like a Lord bless you sort of thing. Lord bless you, Lord bless you. Anyway, so yeah, PUBG for life. It's it's all right on the mobile. It's fine, but I'm never gonna play it. I've already deleted it. And also that fucking Tamagotchi game that I downloaded at the end of last week's show.
Oh yeah, I downloaded that too. What a piece of shit.
I downloaded that, right? Went to bed, played it for 2 minutes, went fuck this, and
look. When it started out being just the thing, it was fine. And then it was like, here's this other thing. Oh, I'm in the bathroom. I'm dirty. I need to be washed. Let's go outside. Shut the fuck up. Leave me alone. I thought this was just going to be a cute little thing I could pet and feed.
It's levels and like a journey and coins. I was like, fuck this shit. So I deleted it very, very quickly. But that's me. So, Chris, maybe we're doing the round robin. What about you?
Hang on, you kind of skipped over Duke a little.
No. We're doing round robin.
Each do one game.
Okay, got you.
Tell us how to run our fucking show, dude.
Yeah.
The
fuck do you think you are?
I understand it.
Oh, got my own fucking show. Fuck.
I was being polite, you wankers. Anyway, I played Cuphead.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
That's all right.
That's a great game.
Yeah, played that on the PC. I don't know how far I got. I killed 5 bosses, something like that.
Is this the first time you played it?
I played it for about 5 minutes just to see if it worked on my PC, then found that it did. Mm-hmm. Had some control issues to start with because I use this thing so that you can use your PS4 pad on your PC. I think quite a lot of Steam games just work natively now with it, but this little external app I've had running for all other stuff. But with Cuphead, it didn't like it, and I didn't realize that was it to start with because every time I tried to start the game, you'd start and you get the sort of intro bit, and then you go to the sort of bit where before you go into the levels, and then it kept adding a second player, and so but my one controller would be controlling both players at exactly the same time, doing exactly the same thing. And I thought, well, this is actually quite good because I got double firepower here. But then as soon as one of them gets sort of staggered, then it's really hard to keep to control and understand what the fuck's going on. So once I worked out what was going on and got playing with one person, that was actually a lot better. It fucked me right up to start with. I mean, it takes a bit of getting used to, doesn't it? It's like the first boss, which is like the bouncing blue ball, and it's like, okay, try him about 7 times before I even kill him, and it's tricky. I'm enjoying it. It's my sort of game. I love it. I love hard games. I love run and guns. Clearly, the art style is awesome. I'm not 100% sold on the whole map situation yet. I don't know whether that becomes a bit more good, just feels like a waste of time.
I don't know. It doesn't really change. I mean, it just changes the environment, really. No, it's
cute. It's fine. It's just
it's just one way to get to the other boss, really. It doesn't change much.
It's like Mario 3, I guess, but it's just a lot of wandering around. I can be bothered. I just wanted to play the next bit, really. But
it's not difficult to tell what you can go up to and interact with because it does that cartoon thing. You know, back in the day when you watched Tom and Jerry, and you could always tell what was the background and what was the foreground. So if there's like a row of forks. And there's one fork that he was going to pick up, you knew which one it was. Yeah.
And I got to the level with the aeroplanes. That's the bit I was on just now. So I think where you're flying a side-scrolling sort of hell shooter type thing.
There's lots of airplane levels.
Is there?
Yes, there is. That's
good. That's fun. That's good.
They are fun, and it gives you a little bit of a different mechanic because when you press Y. Instead of dashing, you shrink. That's right. And yeah, they're tricky. Yeah, some of the airplane levels get really fucking tricky. The last one I did was hard, but yeah, I'm sure it gets even worse. And Kyle, bless him, has 100%ed this game. He's like, which means like there's a black and white mode, I believe. I don't know much about it, but yeah, he's a beast on it now.
He sold his soul to the devil to be good at Cuphead.
I think so. But he was sort of drawn to this at EGX last year. I remember we played it and he was just like sort of really into it. And I think
I was as well. To be fair, I was just really gutted that it wasn't coming to PlayStation.
Yeah. Does he play all good on the PC? No flaws.
Yeah, well, my PC is pretty crusty and old, but it does the business. Yeah, it's fine. There's no sort of performance issues once you've got the controls working. But yeah, it's good. So I need to go back to that and play some more. It's going to be a dip in and dip out game for me. I got to that point where I was playing it at about 11:30 at night and just think I can't try this one more time. My adrenaline's through the roof. I'm not going to sleep. You know. So
do what Duke says. Finish when you're winning.
Yes.
That's what that's Duke's.
So yeah, that's Cuphead anyway. It's good. It's good. It's just I need to get back to it.
Good stuff. Right, let's go back to Duke.
Yeah, let's go back to me. I started another run through of Stellaris, but there's nothing really to say about it. I'm also playing Super Meat Boy again, and I got about halfway done with it, I think, by now. So I'm doing pretty well. It's a great game. I love Super Meat Boy. It's very well done. So
you said last week about wanting a second one. Haven't they made Super Meat Boy Forever? Isn't that like the sequel?
Isn't that an infinite runner though? I think it's an infinite runner.
Is it?
I think so.
I thought it was like a new game that was coming out on Switch first and then and PC or something. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I believe it's a sequel.
I thought it was an infinite runner, but you might. It looks like an infinite runner, but yeah, it does. But yeah, it might still be like a decent sequel. I don't know. I've got it on the screen now, but it definitely looks like an infinite runner. So it's maybe procedurally generated or something. But you're just running constantly.
That's what infinite runners are.
You gonna play that, Duke? Do you think you're gonna try this?
I mean, I probably should, but I don't.
The Rayman ones were good. They were the first Rayman one, especially on mobile, was good. It was a different version game, but worth playing.
I never played the Mario one. You know, the Mario Run.
Yeah, I tried it. I didn't bother buying it. I enjoyed it, but
it was really expensive, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like tenner. I know. I feel like I've got enough Mario games to play. I've still got like Wii U ones that I haven't finished. So
yeah. Anyway, what else did you name? Something else, Duke.
Yeah, so that's it. That's been my oh wait, no, God, stupid mouse! The fucking thing is just busted. I can't get it to work at all now. Piece of crap. Hate everything.
So what are you gonna do?
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, I have this other mouse, but it's on my PC. I gotta switch freaking mice between computers now. God! Oh wait, I have a Wacom tablet. I can use that.
Ah, there you go.
What a pathetic. God, somebody else talk. I'll
draw us a picture on your Wacom tablet.
Yes, do that.
That'd be amazing.
What else have you been playing, Chris?
Next on my bumper list, I've gone back to Dragon's Crown.
What the fuck is that?
It's a side-scrolling brawler. You'll remember the controversial art style of these people with massive muscles, ridiculous proportions, and massive-breasted women with big bongy boobs,
right?
Which I know isn't Jig's kind of thing. It unfortunately at the time took away from the fact that it was a really, really good game, and I absolutely loved it. But the reason I'm playing it again is it's coming out on PS4 and sort of a HD. Whatever, it's HD on the PS3, but 4K bollocks coming out, and I was like, oh, I really want to buy that. It's gonna be 40 quid. I'm not paying 40 quid for it because I already own it. And in fact, it was the only game I ever had free because I worked at Bosswave. Seth very kindly contacted the developer and got it sent to free, and I was like, yeah, my first free game ever. But that was like 2015.
I got the Wacom tablet working.
Yeah, yeah. Now we're in there.
He gives a shit.
So, this Dragon's thing.
Dragon's Crown.
When did it come out?
I think it came out in 2015 originally.
Oh my
But that's when my save was. When I loaded it up and my save was there, it was like 2015.
Wow, there are lots of tits and ass in this game.
Yeah, it was really bad because the artwork is absolutely amazing. It's basically like if anyone played Odin Sphere, it's by the same people that did that, Vanillaware. Amazing artwork. And the backgrounds and everything are just the beautiful artwork. It's the best.
It's weird how they've done this great art style, by talented artists, and they just went, let's put a lot of boobs in it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like if Da Vinci just went, right, I've finished the Mona Lisa, done, but what I was thinking, stick with me, is draw some boobs on her because it's missing something. You know what I mean?
The whole bra where you pull down a little flap on the painting and you
bam,
see her boobs.
just take a tits out. Yeah, I'd sleep on it, Leo. But anyway, yeah, the art is good on this game.
It's Dungeons and Dragons: Shadows of Mystaria. If you've played that game, it's that sort of thing where you pick a class at the start. You can be a dwarf or a knight or a sorcerer or whatever, and then you've got various movesets associated with that. You're going around. It's a brawler. You're running side to side, smacking the shit out of things. But it's really deep. You've got so many different power ups. You increase various levels and stuff. But then you get all sorts of cool, mad graphics of like explosions, and each of them has their own mad shit going on. But it's so deep and it's really rewarding combat. And I'd played it all start to finish with one character, and I just thought I want to play it again. And just started again, playing as a different character, and it is just really, really fun, and I love it because it just works so well. I mean, the story in it is a lot of bollocks. It is hot garbage.
That's hard to believe. It's like it would be so erudite.
No, I like it. It's very whimsical, but it just takes ages to get going. If you're playing the game from the start, it's just a lot of.
It looks like Castle Crashers to me. Like
yeah. It's very much like Castle Crashers.
Right. Yeah. But it looks nothing like Castle Crashers, but it looks like it plays like Castle Crashers.
It came out Vita as well, and I was looking forward to the Vita version, but it was too cramped on the Vita. Like it needs to be on a big HD TV with that artwork just pops, and it's like, and it's great multiplayer as well. Sort of couch co-op, you can sit and just smash the shit out of people. Quite a good sitting around drinking game. Sort of chill out.
I've never heard of this game. It
is absolutely mint, and
I don't think it's for me though, because it's all like fantasy bollocks, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very fantasy bollocks. It is. But there's a lot to it. I mean, I like Streets of Rage.
I love Streets of Rage, Chris.
Just because like the you could do so many different combos and stuff, and it felt really good, and this does as well. So yeah, I love Dragon's Crown. I'm not going to bother buying the new version because I've got the old version. But yeah, it's sweet.
Dragon's Crown was released by Vanillaware in 2013.
Whoa, I'm so fucking old.
Yeah, Vanillaware. It's on the PlayStation.
It would have been. That's when we started Bosswave, yeah.
PlayStation 3, PlayStation Vita, and it is available on the PlayStation 4. Yeah. So, Vanillaware, what have they done? Odin Sphere, like you mentioned. 13 Sentinels.
That's the new game. That's not
out yet, right. That's not out. Yeah. No. Grand Knight History. Yeah.
Generally amazing. Oh, they did Muramasa Rebirth. So it's that
the Demon Blade.
Known for the boobs.
Yes,
they did
that. That's a big game on the Wii and various other things.
Right. So they've been doing things. They've been around.
But they make very nice pictures.
Yes, they do. Great. All right, well that's good. That's something I've learned something new. I didn't know that game existed, and now I'll probably never play it. But it looks good.
Right.
It does look good.
Yeah.
Eric.
Yeah. So I've been playing 2 other games that only one of them merits actually showing on the screen. Hexcells Infinite is a great game. I've been playing it. Whatever. There's nothing to say about it. But Flow is the one that is worth putting up because I've been playing this game for years. And
Oh
it
my
occurred to me that
god!
I've never
Not this fucking thing! Oh my god!
That launch game for the PS3.
Awesome. I love it. It's such a simple concept, but I am so addicted to it. And so I realized, you know what? I've never bought this game. Like I've played it a lot and I've never given them any money. So I should give them some money. And then I looked and like you can buy like a pack of maps here or a pack of maps there. And I was like, they have the ultimate pack. It's like $4 and you unlock everything. So I gave them the $4 and it unlocked everything. It unlocked like 50 different map packs. I was like, holy shit. And there's some that are like rectangles because mostly it's a square. And it's like 8x8, 9x9, whatever. And some of them are like 17x12. And I'm like, what the fuck? And some of them are like hexagon. And I'm like, this is insane.
What the
fuck? I'm very that
Give up your job and play Flow forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. It's the type of game where there's zero. I mean, there's thinking involved, but mostly it's you don't have to think very hard. It's,
So let's just Flow is a game where it's usually a grid-based thing, and you've got different colored dots. And you have to join the dots by the squares.
You have to join the dots, and you have to not intersect them at all. They can't overlap, and you have to use 100% of the space on the board.
That's right. Yeah.
Now, mostly that'll happen when you connect them anyway, but sometimes there are easy ways to connect them, but you don't fill the whole board. So to get 100%, to get it perfect.
It's one of those games when you see the solution and you think it's so easy, but when you just got the dots, you're just like
right, exactly. You have to think a little bit about it. And the crazy thing is, when I got the big 70 map pack set, I started playing it, and then it goes. I got an achievement out of nowhere that said like you've solved 13,503 maps or something like that. It was like the really achievement or whatever it was called on Gears of War, you know?
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
Right. So anyway, that was it. And now I don't have any ads. That was the other thing. When I played it before, every once in a while it would just stop and show me an ad, and I was like, fuck this. And yeah, now I don't have any ads. I can just play it forever. And it's really good. I don't know. I know it's ridiculous, but I really like it. I think it's a very elegant game, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, it is good. I've played it, but then it gets to a level where I'm like, I can't be fucking bothered.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Is the level, the 10x10 is really where it gets to that for me.
Yeah.
But I've got like 15x15 maps on this thing, and I'm like, I can't even touch it on my phone.
Yeah.
I need to get a pad just to play this.
100 by 100. Right. Well, there you go. Flow had to go because I couldn't go with the flow.
Yeah.
Chris, you got anything left in the bank?
I got plenty. Yeah. I don't know what's got wrong with me. I went back to Transformers Devastation.
Oh.
Wow.
Did you guys ever play this?
No.
Nope.
No.
So fucking good. So fucking. You're missing out on all the good old games from last generation. Transformers Devastation.
Wait. Transformers. I remember there was Rise of Cybertron.
No, this is the Platinum Games one. So this isn't. No, this is still this generation. This is PlayStation 4.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. It is like.
What is it called? Devastation.
Devastation.
Yes, Devastation. Yeah.
It's not on Steam.
Oh, they took it off. Yeah, they removed it.
Oh yeah, there was a license thing. Yeah, that's right.
Really?
Yeah.
No wonder I haven't played it.
Burn. Missed out. But yeah, that's so good. I love that game. I played it through to completion again. Went back. I don't know what. I came back from the pub the other night, and I was just like, I want to play something that's like actiony and.
From the fucking pub.
Yeah, I just thought I just want to smash some buttons, kill some robots, and yeah, started that up again. And then I went to. Spoilers, got Ni no Kuni 2 this week as well. And I went to go and play that, and I switched my PS4 on to put the disc in, and Transformers was still on. I was like, okay, I've got a block of like 2 hours to play Ni no Kuni here. And I was like, nope, I'm playing Transformers because this is fucking mint. It's so good. Like those guys.
This is the first time I've even watched a video of it, to be honest.
It's fucking great. The combat is really slick. You could just transform from one to the other like it just feels really natural and good. There's loads of progression stuff. You can upgrade everything and spend a load of time tinkering with all your swords, and just the brawling combat's fun. You can shoot as well, so you can shoot when you're a robot, and you can shoot when you're still driving along.
Obviously.
Yeah. Oh, dude. And then the ridiculous size of some of the bosses that you're fighting. The Constructicons seem to make quite a lot of appearances, but yeah. And it feels like the original cartoons, like the voice acting and stuff is almost on par with the original. It's how I remember it anyway.
Yeah.
And it's great.
It looks like a fun Transformers game, because the ones that I played have been like taking themselves way too seriously.
It's really fun, and it's not that hard as well. I mean, it gets later on, it becomes difficult to the point where you have to try. You do die.
God damn it! Why do they have to take this off of Steam? Fucking Hasbro.
Yeah. Oh man, sorry. It's really fucking good. So yeah, not much more to say about it because people talked about it loads when it came out, but it's still a really high quality game, and like the stuff like that, art style like that, just doesn't get any worse.
There's the BBC here.
Yeah, turns out it is. I've just upgraded my phone, and I keep finding sound effect things that I haven't worked out how to switch off.
Hey, we're trying to do a podcast here. We don't have time for sound effects.
Yeah, Sky. Fuck. Exactly, Livy. How did the Transformers? How did the Transformers reproduce? Do they bang?
I think they probably. I don't know. It's like a computer virus. They just grow. There was like growing stuff when they used to like in some of the cartoons they grew stuff. I don't know.
Grew like what? Weed?
I don't know. Like when you get like computers that like reproduce themselves. I don't know. Right. I'm making shit up. Something like that. Who cares?
No, I suppose not. It's just like there was a shot of his crotch and he didn't have a penis, and I thought.
Shit. They just build new ones.
Done talking about Optimus Prime's penis now.
No, it's not Optimus Prime. It's somebody else's. I'm not perverted.
Perverted to look at Optimus Prime's penis, but looking at other Transformers.
You're fine. It's just curiosity.
Also, actually, Transformers Devastation was free on PS Plus at some point. So if you've got PS4 and you've still got PS Plus and you remember to get it at the time, and you never played it, I recommend going back to that too.
If you have the game for free on your hard drive, go play it.
Yeah. Well, to be honest though, that's sometimes I have many games on my hard drive that I've never played.
Well, I have all these games on Steam. I've never.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Defense Grid 2.
Defense Grid 2 is really good. You should play that. Okay. Well, yeah. I don't know. This is platinum, isn't it? So this is like the platinum seal of quality.
I mean, I thought. After playing this the first time, I thought, I love Bayonetta, and I played Bayonetta 2. And sorry, Stu, I already told you this, but I just didn't get on with it. It's just It wasn't because it was offensive or anything. It was just. I felt there's loads of corridors. I'm not talking about Bayonetta 2, don't worry. But yeah, this is just right up my street. Like the combat's fast. Everything feels really good. And there's a story and there's progression and there's places to explore and stuff. It's great. It's really good.
I have to say, I'm not a massive fan of everything they've done, Platinum Games, but they do have this sort of seal of quality on them, where it's like it's like fun first, or gameplay first, and sort of everything else around it is sort of secondary. And there is something to be said. But I don't know. But like Bayonetta for me just sort of rubs me up the wrong way. I think
they fucked that Turtles game though, didn't they? Did they do it because they did a Turtles game in this game? I'm sure they did, and it was really bad.
I heard it was okay.
I was really, was it? Oh.
But I don't know. The Turtles game that I like is the one based on the animated movie TMNT, I think it is. I thought that game was really good.
I like the NES one.
Yeah, fuck the NES one with that map. Fuck that. I hated that one. But yeah, the Platinum they know what they're doing. But I feel like they're not every time they're a hit. But they did all that. What is that? Nier Automata? Is that them?
Yeah. I think they spread themselves a bit thin for a while, didn't they? They started churning out. They split the studios up and ended up making too many games. Which
I feel like they've sort of they've sort of narrowed that down a little bit now. They've cut the fat a little bit on that, because Nier Automata was. I feel like they sort of come back of like, no, we know what we're doing. Okay, well there you go. Transformers Devastation gets Chris's seal of approval. 4 stars out of 16 bikes or whatever. Well, I haven't got anything else to talk about. Duke, you have anything?
No,
No.
we're great.
Thank fuck Chris is here.
Now what?
Chris.
What?
We got other games to talk about.
Yeah. I won't talk about Mario Kart 7 because it's Mario Kart, isn't it? Don't ask me why I'm playing Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS because I've got.
Oh, on the 3DS. Oh my god.
I know.
I never played that one.
I never played it. It's really good. I couldn't stop playing it. Apart from I got claw hands because my 3DS is one of the small ones, and your hands turn it's rigid.
This is a thing, right? If I play, when I was playing PUBG on the phone, right, my little finger and my ring finger gets like pins and needles. I can't like play something on a small device without getting pins and needles. I noticed that when I had a DS. It doesn't happen on the Switch because the Switch is a little bit more beefier. It's
a bit bigger, yeah. Even the Vita sometimes, if you played a really complicated game. But yeah, the 3DS is a nightmare for it because it is that bit smaller and the buttons are everywhere. I don't know. Yeah, so the game was great. I surprised myself how much I enjoyed it. It was well worth playing still. But obviously Mario Kart 8's out, and why not? I should just buy that. But
I'm looking at it now. It just looks like a Mario Kart, which is fine.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's got a load of courses. I mean, there's a shit ton of courses on there because there's quite a few of those games that I missed. So, and that's kind of a greatest hits, I think, from what I can gather. But I said I wasn't going to talk about it. I totally have.
But it's tough going back in Mario Kart. Because I've got 8 for the Switch, right? And like I was just like mind blown of like how different Mario Kart is now. And you know, the last Mario Kart that I liked was 64.
What's different?
It's just like there's fucking jumping involved, and you can change your cars, and you change your tires, and Link's got his bike, and like Link's in it. Like, what the fuck's he doing there? And then there's like Metal Mario. I'm like, I don't care if he likes Metallica. It's up to him what he does in his private time. As long as we can all agree that Baby Mario is a little twat and no one likes him, and if you pick Baby Mario, if you're in a party and somebody picks Baby Mario, just look at them weird. That's what you should do. Just look at them a bit weird and go, "Why are you picking Baby Mario, you weirdo?"
It's those blue shells that are the motherfuckers, and I hate
the blue shells.
That's the one thing that I hate about these games. They're great fun, and yeah, if you're playing against the computer, then it is what it is. There's all rubber banding, but there's always been the random element of I'm winning, and all of a sudden the dude behind me gets a red shell, and then you're fucked. They shoot you just before you cross the line, and then
there's only one thing that destroys the blue shell in Mario 8. Do you know what it is?
No, I do not know that.
There's one thing that destroys the blue shell, and it's like a big boombox speaker thing, all right?
Ooh.
And you when you have that, and the blue shell cometh, you play that big boombox speaker thing, and it'll get rid of the blue shell.
Does it do anything else other than?
It gets rid of any shell. So anything coming towards you, it'll just go like that and get rid of it. So it's basically a shell, but it's all timing, you see. So that's the problem with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. There is
a thing. I think they put that in there.
That's a little bit better.
Yes.
Because I hate all that stuff. But anyway, it's the Mario Kart.
Let's talk more about Mario Kart.
As I said earlier, I got Ni no Kuni 2. PS4.
I'm going to pretend I know what that is.
The one from Studio Ghibli. Is it Studio Ghibli on this one too?
It is. I don't think they directly work with it, but it's the same people who made the first one, and I think they had permission from Studio Ghibli to use certain stuff. So, but it's basically the same, the first game, but better, I guess.
I was given the first game twice from 2 different people. They gave it to me as a gift. They're like, "You got to play this." I'm like, "I will," and I haven't played it.
It's one of my favorite games of last gen. It's definitely last gen.
So I've heard the name so much, but I have no idea what it is.
I'm a crazy person for it because I love all the Studio Ghibli stuff, and that sort of set me onto that original game. And it is the first game. It is a sort of JRPG, but it's not turn-based stuff. The first one wasn't, but the combat in the first one was a little bit weird. It was kind of turn-based-ish, but
very good art.
Also action. Oh, dude! I mean, it is beautiful. Are you playing the video from the second one now, or the first one?
This is apparently the second one.
Okay.
No.
So
yes.
The character in this one, there's a kid with cat ears.
Obviously.
Who you kind of play as. Yeah, and he looks a bit stupid. He's got like girly hippie locks and the cat ears. But yeah, the first game was bad for it. I mean, it's very twee stories and like cute characters and this sort of thing. Yeah. But it's you kind of get used to it, and it's not as it's not as Japanese twee bollocks as a lot of JRPGs are. You know,
I think what Ghibli does well is mixing the cute, whimsical stuff with like some heavy stuff, and you know,
and
with
quirky and weird. Yeah.
Concepts, you know, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they've always been big on emotion and that sort of thing, and these games do try to do that as well. The first one more so, you know, your mum's died, and you're trying to go to a different world to try and bring your mum back to life, and you know, lots of crying, and you know, that's just me. But yeah, the second game is they've basically just tried to take the original and build on it, and the combat is way better. They've basically just sort of fuck off with all the sort of turn-based stuff, and it's just like you've got a heavy attack. It's real time. You know, you do go into if you're on the map walking around, you do walk into a creature, then all of a sudden you're in an arena. But then it's you've got a heavy attack, a light attack, you got magic, and you just run around as if it's a third person action fighting game or sword game or whatever. So it's really good fun. There's a lot to like about it. It's not going to be for everybody. If you like the first game, yeah, you'll love it. It just looks beautiful, but it's just a great adventure game because you just got this massive world to explore. But
it's got like building shit in it. What's going on?
Yes,
Chris, I'm getting confused.
See, they've added stuff into this. They've made this
building stuff.
Yeah, so they've had these. You're basically a king trying to sort of build his new kingdom. You're that little dude, and so there's kind of like it's like SimCity. So you. As a separate side part of the game, you can build your new kingdoms. You go into this mode where it's like theme park. You're like, I'm gonna build a hospital, or I'm gonna build this, and then you have to go out and play the main game to collect the resources to build more stuff to your thing. So yeah,
it's favorite part of Fallout 4.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've added that in. I mean, I wasn't too keen on that to start with, but then I thought. I used to like those sorts of games, and I haven't got to that bit yet. You sort of unlock these other side stuff because I've just unlocked the skirmishes, which are, again, it's a completely different game style. It's almost like a tactical tactics game, sort of top down on a map, and you've got different units and stuff. It's not sort of as deep as Halo was or anything like that, but you're sort of taking on armies and stuff and using up resources and planning attacks and stuff. So. They've tried to add all these extra things as sort of separate elements of the game, and I don't know. So far from what I've tried, it kind of feels like it's separate. But I guess you just having something different to do. It breaks up. You know, if you're sick of just wandering around doing story stuff and you just want to sit and earn some money or whatever, or build some stuff, then it just adds a bit of variety. So
this is really bizarre. What I'm watching now, it's like a battle. And you've got like groups of enemies, groups of allies around you, like red and green.
They sort of
blue.
spin around you. Yeah, it's weird. It's not turn-based. That is kind of active at the same time, and it's kind of got this clever system where each of the groups of enemies has as a specific type. Like there'll be archers or something, and the archers are yellow, and then the sort of grunts are red or something. But there's kind of like a trumping system. So the green will take down the blue easier, the red lot take down the yellow easier in a circle. So you've got to sort of plan which group you send in for which
like Halo Wars
armies and stuff. Does that do that? I don't know.
Yeah, like you've got like anti-vehicle vehicles which will take down tanks, but then you know you can take down. They wouldn't be able to take down planes. Like paper rock scissors sort of situation.
Yeah. So that works. I've not done much of that, but the main game is very similar to the other. You've got this massive overworld which you're moving around the map like on Final Fantasy VII basically, and then go into little villages and stuff, and you'll go into sort of bigger areas then. And yeah, it's an action RPG that looks really nice. The characters, again, they're not going to, like I said, they're not going to be for everybody. It's quite a twee story. Maybe not as twee as the last one, I don't think, and that's pretty impossible. The last one, that one, it had Drippy in it, if you remember. That was the Welsh dude with the lantern on his nose. Wait for you! Yeah, it was awesome. And there's a Welsh dude in this too, so you know, like that.
Strange.
Music's great. The music is sort of a lot of the themes from the originals brought through, which is nice because that had great music. And I paid 4.5 hours this weekend. It only came out on Friday, and I love it. I mean, I've loved the first one. I don't know many people that played them. I know Amras liked it, but really, really good game.
Yeah,
really
cool.
I mean, it kind of reminds me of Wind Waker in a way, the art style.
Yeah, it is sort of cell shaded sort of thing. Yeah, there's some stuff in it. There's not enough voice acting. It's weird because it's really odd what they decide to voice act and what they don't. But I don't know. It's good. It's really good. I'm looking forward to more of it.
Is it hard to get into? If I played it, Chris, would I just go, I don't understand, fuck this?
You would think that the story and all the dialogue stuff is a load of bollocks and that it's all being dragged out too long and it's taking too long to progress. And you just want to smash the shit out some stuff.
Yeah.
And you don't want these weird people coming talking weird stuff at you. That's what you think.
Right.
Well, you've let him know not to get.
Yeah. Because the combat looks pretty good, and the Halo Wars bit looks pretty good.
It's really fun. I love grinding, but I love going RPGs. I love just getting in on and just going in and having loads of fights. I don't know. I don't find that too repetitive. People would, I just quite like the mindlessness of it. It's good.
And I like SimCity games. If there was a JRPG that I could get into, maybe this is it.
Hey.
Yeah. Well, you can't. You haven't got a PS3. Nobody has a PS3 anymore. But yeah, the first one.
Yeah.
You can come and play with mine.
PS3.
I do have a PS3. Yeah.
I've got 2 copies of it. I got the special edition of the original one because I wanted the Magic Book because I'm a crazy person. But
I don't know I don't know where my PS3 is, but I've got one somewhere.
Right here. I use mine still. I'm old.
Well, there you go. Thank you, Chris. Nino Cooney.
You're welcome. I'll see you next week.
Yeah. Bye. No. We still got stuff to talk about. We have to do the news.
Are you done with all your games?
Yeah,
I'm done.
I'm done. I got the vibe, Duke. I know the vibe.
Okay.
He was wrapping it up. He was like,
putting news first.
Yes. Usually Stu does this, so there's gonna be a lot. There's gonna be a lot of PUBG news. Just to let you know.
What's it like?
Just warning you. PUBG have done a teaser for their new map that they're releasing. So PUBG provided a look at the new 4x4 map, kilometers that is. So just to give you an idea, the 2 maps that they've done so far are 8x8. So they are twice the size of this one. And the thinking is that you're just going to get fucked up quicker. And it plays for a more exciting match, let's say. So, the 4x4 kilometer map coming to PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds during GDC 2018. So they showed it off. And it will arrive on the test servers in April. In early March, PlayerUnknown himself, Brendan Green, laid out a development roadmap for PUBG, which also provided a look at concept art for the map. So yeah, it's green. It kind of looks like the first map, but smaller, pretty much, and with it just looks like a lot denser, and everything's more packed in.
And it's still 100 people.
And it's still 100 people. Still same shit. So the idea is that smaller map, same amount of people. It's gonna lead. I'm excited. I'm probably more excited by that than I was the desert map. That sounds a little bit more interesting because it changes the gameplay, but it doesn't really change the game that much. It basically means that you're gonna die quicker, which is quite exciting. Because there's something to be said about PUBG about that. Those moments where you're hiding in the bath, right? Is kind of why I like PUBG. It's like that
you like
tense.
hiding bath.
I do. I do that in my private life, but that just bit of like, oh fuck, I'm just gonna stay here because I don't know what the fuck to do, and it adds this like tense atmosphere. And what I've heard about Fortnite is Fortnite doesn't really have that. Fortnite is go 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 go, because if you're not looting, you're smashing shit or you're building shit. There's always something to do. Whereas PUBG, if you've got loot or you're just scared to move, there's not a lot to do, really. So it's a slower game. So it'd be interesting to see a 4x4 map. And another PUBG shit here. There isn't that much PUBG, I was just joking. But yes, PUBG is introducing limited time modes. So I'm going to pretend I know what these are.
Fortnite has them, apparently. I don't know what they are either.
No, I don't know what they mean. So I'm just going to read this out. The new event mode in PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is exactly what you think it is. We don't know what it is, you fucking stupid thing. After
what
months,
it is that.
After months of watching Fortnite Battle Royale offer new limited time modes every week and every other week, PUBG has finally taken notice. Blah 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 blah. What is it? What is it? What is it?
We don't care.
Things.
It doesn't say what it is. Oh, in the new mode, squad support up to 8 players. Rifle drop rates are doubled. That's pretty much it. Okay. Right.
Don't overcomplicate it. People like it because it's simple.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, 8-player squads I've heard people request. Because like usually streamers have access to that shit. So I don't know. I don't know if I want 8-player squads. That seems like a lot of stress. Like 4 people is stressful. You know, duos is good because you know if you kill someone, there's probably roughly one person with them, right? Like, you know, unless they die straight away, you know they've got a buddy. So if you go to a house, you kill a guy, and he goes down, and you finish him off, you know his buddy's like he's talking to his mate, going, he's fucking running, fucking shot me. Da, da, da. Whereas when the squads, you kill a guy, you kill 2 guys, and you're like, well, maybe their 4th guy was just a random person that's on the other side of the map because he's never come. Or, you know, you just never, it's very stressful for. So 8, I don't know. It'd be interesting to play it, I guess, but I've never played it, so I can't say. Hey, I think we talked about the Tomb Raider remasters. Hey, Chris, you like old shit things. Tomb Raider.
You like pointy boobs.
You like pointy boobs. Was you excited about when you heard about Tomb Raider trilogy getting PC remasters?
Absolutely not. I don't give a shit. I don't know. They were all right back in the day. I don't want to play them now. Like, that's not good classic games. The early 3D stuff was shit, and those games they were all right, weren't they? I wouldn't go back and play an original Tomb Raider game now.
I would, because I love them. But you are right, they are shit. But also,
I like the 3rd one. That was good.
You're in luck because they're not making them. That was just complete bollocks. They said they halted the project because they're going to concentrate new projects involving AR and fucking VR.
Surely some like random dude made them already. Some Tomb Raider nut has gone back and made them. He gives a shit anyway.
I don't know. So if you was bothered about the bloody Tomb Raider things, well, they're not gonna fucking happen. A Way Out has been reviewed to shit, yeah. Well, when does it come out? It came out Friday.
I think it came out. Yeah, I want to play this.
Yeah, I'm sort of in the process of buying it. Marsh, has bought it, and if he buys it, does that mean I can get it for free? I'm not.
Yeah, it does. I'm currently in a game of chicken with Rob.
Right.
To see who breaks first, and it's going to be me because he doesn't care. He basically just says, "I don't need to play it." So the bottom line is, if I want to play it, I have to pay it. I have to pay for it.
Jason in the chat says, I've got some Boss Wave in my Veteran. That's right. Chris is here. Welcome. So A Way Out has been released. It's been reviewed. Quite a lot of positive reviews. Quite a lot of 9s and 8s. IGN gave it an 8.3. I'm looking at this list of fucking, like, you know, places that are reviewed. I don't fucking recognise half of these. Like,
Hobby Consolas in Spanish.
Worth playing. That's the thing. Gave them a 9. Vandal, they gave it a 9.
It's almost as though any idiot with a web connection can make a website.
Yeah, like anyone can make a podcast. GameSpot gave it a 6, so they were a little bit more harsh on it. But yeah, it seems to be pretty high in the tops, like 80%, 90%. So that's good news, and I'm pleased about that because I love Brothers, and I feel like this is like a game that I'm really interested in. So
yeah, I've not read the reviews, but from what I understand, it's doing things with co-op that haven't been done before and will be copied for years.
That's exciting.
So they're doing fun things.
That's exciting stuff. That's good. I'm glad. Sea of Thieves has also come out and had a bit of a review roundup. It's been out a week, I think. Oh no, yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. But it's been out, and that's getting a lot of reviews. And we haven't really talked about it on the show because we haven't really played it. But the Metro said, as far as we're concerned, A Pirate's Life is definitely for us. So they were very positive on the game. Destructoid says, if your gut is telling you Sea of Thieves looks too light on content to last you all that long, you're best off waiting and seeing. So they're sort of saying, hold off a little bit, because there's not a lot to the game. US Gamer says, at its best, it's like a pirate role-playing adventure. At its worst, it's tedium and trolling. So yes, then VG247's review was an ocean of possibilities, but nothing below the surface. So I've heard this. It's kind of like it starts well, first 10 hours of fun, and then it kind of
chickens. You could run around trying to get chickens, and then you finally get them, and then your ship gets sunk, and you lose your chickens, and you got to start again.
Yeah,
this is what I hear.
Yes, and
why do you need to have chickens?
I don't know. That's what they tell you to get. You got to get chickens.
I'm not with Sea of Thieves. I'm a little bit. I always find it. I listen to quite a few podcasts, and they like the Xbox sort of more fanboy Xbox ones they just constantly talk about it as if they're being paid to. Sometimes it feels, and I just feel like whenever somebody's talking about Sea of Thieves, I feel like they're not. I don't know. It just feels like it's not coming from a good place. I always feel like this is bollocks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it looks like one of those games that you get the right group of people together, you can make a pretty standard game become a lot of fun, and that's how I see this. It looks like if you get the right group of people together, with all like-minded, all with the same goal in mind, and you're working together and doing stuff, then yeah, you'll probably have a great time with it. You'd laughing and joking, sailing the high seas. But if there's sort of annoying gamey type things happening, that you're dying, dropping out, and there's been some problems with it being offline. I saw Greg was trying to get on this weekend, and it was just not on.
Right.
Or somebody was anyway. So yeah, I mean, I think it's one of these. It looks. I sort of was quite starved of content. Is that there's a lot of stuff coming to it, and it feels like an open access game, early access, sorry, and. So yeah, it's going to probably in a year's time, it'll probably be a great game. But whether there'll be people still playing it then,
I hope so. I hope that I don't want to be a Debbie Downer on it. But I feel like that Microsoft are pushing it so much to sort of like make you really think that it's I'm sort of hesitant to like it or believe anybody that says that it's good. I listen to the IGN Xbox podcast, for example, and they talk about it so much on that show that it makes me feel like they've been buttered up a little bit on it.
Well, for exclusives, they've had to hang their hat on it. Not that many exclusives.
That's it.
This game, people have been hanging their hat on it, thinking this is going to be really good. Because
maybe it's that. Maybe it's like that. They're such a fan of Xbox. No, I'm not really expecting like Microsoft to say you must talk about this game because it's all we got. Maybe because they are Xbox fans, they've been really championing it because they know it's like the big exclusive that Xbox have, and I don't know. I mean, I look at it and see something that could be, kind of give you that itch that Rust would give you, that kind of weird sort of just doing your own thing, fucking about, doing weird shit.
Yeah, the emergent storytelling as game, like it's not that you have an objective you have to, what's the objective in Minecraft? Like you run around and you do stuff and you have fun and you build things and goof around with friends and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the concept of it does appeal to me. I mean, I'm not a big multiplayer person, so I wouldn't really, but I do like the idea of teaming up with other people and just having all the things that a pirate has available to him, and do all the cool things they do, and go off and Black Flag was amazing. I love Black Flag, and doing all that stuff was fun. And the thought of doing that with a load of friends would be amazing. But then this game doesn't look like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I would be really if this came out and everybody said no, it is great. I'd be like, okay, great, I'll buy it. But I'm a little bit. Yeah, I feel like people are really pushing it to be like, oh, this is gonna be like Minecraft. You know what I mean? This is gonna be the next big thing, and I feel like it's gonna come and go. I hope it doesn't. I hope they support it, and
it's gonna have a player base because there's a lot of Xbox out there, and they're looking for.
What else are they gonna play, Chris? Anyway, there's a thing here, Duke. You put it in, so I'm not gonna read it. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, I am gonna put it in. So there's a story about blind gamers. Is this what you want?
there's that one and the one above it. But yeah, just talk about this one. Yeah, that's fine.
Sure. So this is from Science Daily. I thought it was interesting. The RAD, an audio-based interface that can easily be integrated into existing video games and allows people who are visually impaired to play video games with the same speed and control as sighted players with full 3D graphics and complex, challenging racetracks. So this is a way for blind people to play racing games.
Damn.
I thought that was really cool. Racing auditory display. And this ties into there was a really interesting podcast called Invisibilia where they had an episode called How to Be the Batman, and it's all about this guy who, when he was a kid, he started echolocating by just clicking. And apparently kids do that as when they're blind. Kids tend to do that just automatically.
Yeah.
Wow.
But society tells them don't. That's weird.
Yeah.
And so this guy's whole thing is like, we shouldn't discourage kids from doing that because it's, it's good. It helps them.
Yeah.
So so anyway, this whole notion, what they showed in that podcast is that people who echolocate end up with imagery in their minds that's somewhat similar to those people who have eyes. So in other
it's
words,
like a bat, isn't it? They're doing what bats do.
Parts of the brain, right? The parts of the brain can light up in a way that is not unlike what happens when people have eyes. So it's just really cool, the notion that you don't need eyes to see in a way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just think that this is a really cool development in that same regard.
I think that these guys, there's companies out there like Special Effect that do all this stuff to enable people that wouldn't normally be able to play games to play them. And I don't know how I saw. There was a video I saw the other day. There was a guy that was partially sighted, and I think we talked about back on our show many years ago. We used to have Zach because he had problems with some of the visual stuff in games. But the video that I was watching, this guy was saying, there's so many ways that developers can make their game more accessible to people that are partially sighted or even blind. I mean, this guy I think was actually blind, and he was still actually playing these games properly. But all it takes is for the developers to make a little bit of an effort. And he was saying some of them do. And there's options within the menus where you can do it. So it makes a specific sound when you go back into a room you've been in, or if you're heading in a certain direction. And just adding those options in is, it's not a big thing for a developer to do, and it can really sort of open up the player base and just enable people that have really not got a great time of it to start with to be able to,
I just think it's
to get and play things.
Example of games doing something that nothing else can do. What I mean?
Yeah, and these special effects guys that are just building these mad rigs to enable kids that they've only got one finger that works, and they're still able to sort of play quite a complicated game. Yeah, and that's awesome.
Oh, I just thought that was cool.
It is cool. There's another story there, Duke.
Yeah, so the other story is much less cool. Donald Trump is an asshole, and that's not news. But he has this stupid travel ban, and so the travel ban against people from terrorist countries, Iran, Syria, and other places, is made it impossible for a number of developers to go to the GDC, the Game Developers Conference, and it's totally sucks because these are people who are making really cool, innovative games, and it's self-defeating because if the whole idea of international art exchange is to let us see the world from other people's points of view, well, can't do that if Donald Trump says the Muslims can't come in, and as a result, we don't get perspectives from people from other countries. It's totally idiotic. It makes me really angry. Thanks a lot, Donald Trump, shithead.
He does listen. Steam revenue in 2017 has sort of made the news. 2017 it was Steam's best year yet in terms of revenue. Steam revenue in 2017 is estimated to have hit $4.3 billion. Half of
and they weren't hurt before that.
Sorry?
They were not hurting before that.
No, they were fine before that. Half of which can be attributed just to 100 titles out of the over 21,000 available on the service. Speaking during a GDC 2018 panel, Steam spy something, don't know how to say his name, Sergey Galyonkin, said that $800 million revenue increase over 2016's 3.5 billion, Steam's biggest year yet, and the 4.3 in revenue doesn't take into account sales of DLC and in-app purchases and microtransactions. Fucking Jesus.
Man.
Out of the over 21,000 titles available on Steam service, 7,696 were released in 2017. That's a lot. The biggest earner was PUBG. According to Galyonkin's estimates, PUBG has been purchased 28 million times on Steam, generating $600 million in revenue. The second best-selling game.
I wonder if Gabe McDuck has ever found his way out of his money pit.
I don't know. He's just buying swords.
Yeah, he's just having extensions added to his building so that he can fit more money pits on.
There must be a point when you're that rich and you're just like, I don't fucking know anymore. But he's still a fat bastard, so I don't know what's going on with it.
I'm wiping my ass with this.
Just get a personal trainer, Gabe. You'll live longer. Improve your health, for fuck's sake. The second best-selling game in 2017 was Counter-Strike Global Offensive with $120 million in revenue. Remember, this isn't the DLC or the microtransactions, which CSGO has fucking tons of. And the next game does as well, which is GTA 5 with $83 million. According to Galyonkin, a game needs to have sold $22 million in order to hit the top 20 on the service. Of those in the current top 20, 7 were released before 2017, including The Witcher 3, Dark Souls 3, Rainbow Six Siege, and others. Steam also saw an increase in users in 2017, believe it or not. Galyonkin said that there are 291 million Steam accounts. 63 million were created just last year, in the last 2 weeks. And 60 million of those are fucking hackers on PUBG. No, 57 million players were active, and 25% of all users have played a game during the same time period. He finishes with, Gabe Newell has a tiny penis, but loads of money, so what does it matter? That's the story. Yeah. The rise. Yeah. So Steam's doing fine.
It's doing all right.
If you were lying in bed, listener, the other night and thinking, God, I hope.
But how's Steam doing?
Yeah, I hope Gabe Newell's all right. I do worry about him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about him. He's fine. Yes, Duke, you put 2 things in. Read them out.
So there's this other thing that I found.
Oh yeah.
And Star Wars has an open world game.
Star Wars? They haven't released anything from the Star Wars universe in ages.
Oh, did I
the week.
for a video game?
Man, I wish they would released like a film or a game or a book.
Oh shit! Autoplay video, really? Come on, stop it! An autoplay. Anyway, there's a job opening, and that lets us know that there's a new game coming. Oh my god!
Brilliant.
Oh my god.
EA is working on a new open world Star Wars game. If newly discovered job opening is any indication, although publisher has shared little information about what to expect from the rebooted version of Visceral's game following the studio's closure, we may now have a clue as to what form it will take. Oh my god.
The job opening, by the way, is listed as help. So
we need to become the world's #2 most hated video game company.
Yeah, we need to yes. Yeah. Help.
Mass Effect Andromeda staff need not apply.
We need to renew the 10-year license we have with Lucasfilm, so please help.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really. There's too much Star Wars, and it ain't stopping. So I don't.
I know.
You know what? I'm okay with them doing more because I want them to get something that's as good as. Oh God! Again with the autoplay. I'm sorry. Sorry, listeners.
You sounded really dramatic though, Duke. So
Yeah. He sounded like he was good.
No, but I mean, I had so much fun with Star Wars Battlefront 2 back in the day. I want them to keep making games until they get back to that.
Eventually, hopefully,
I'll get one.
They're gonna make a Knights of the Old Republic or something. Do you know what I mean? They're gonna hit on a gem.
Exactly.
I feel
open world is obviously where they're going to go. It's either going to be like a ridiculous Battlefront bollocks again and again. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what Knights of the Old Republic were. No, the Old Republic, the BioWare MMO.
Yes,
pretty open world.
I've always thought about playing that. That's supposed to be really good.
It's good. I just couldn't stick with it for whatever reason. The big problem is that it's an MMO. Like, it's that thing, and I've complained before. Sorry, listeners, but like. You go and defeat a boss, and then 5 seconds later, you see someone else go to defeat the same boss, and you're like, "Wait a minute, I just defeated that."
Yeah,
boss.
That's weird. I don't like that stuff.
So anyway, it is what it is.
Yep.
And then the last news story I have is Far Cry 5 is coming out on Tuesday. I'm really excited. I want to play it. Antonio's got it already. Apparently, he got some early release version or something. I haven't watched him play it. I want to play it. I'm gonna get it on day one, I think. I can't remember the last time I bought a game on day one, but I really like the Far Cry games, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, the weirdest mission in the game apparently is an annual testicle festival. Or as we call them back east, festicle. Like previous games, this is from GameSpot. Like previous games, Far Cry 5 deals with some serious subject matter. Its story centers around a radical apocalyptic cult in a small Montana town that's led by a crazed figure that's known as the Father. For better or worse, the developers claim they weren't trying to offer a commentary on present-day issues by setting the game in the United States. While the game's opening is certainly eerie, that's not the tone that's maintained throughout. That's evidenced by nothing better than one side mission in particular, which you can check out in the video above. It tasks you with helping the town to prepare for an annual tradition, which sounds innocuous enough, only the tradition is called the Testicle Festival. I won't spoil it for you, but it involves a sequence that I think it's safe to say you haven't seen in a video game before.
That is nuts.
I see what you did there.
That was so good.
Pretty clever.
I think
the sound clip. There we go. Sorry, it takes a long time to get to the sound clips using this Wacom tablet.
I think I think that's the news. If we're talking about testicle,
there's a quick one here because I didn't put any news in because you told me not to plan, but I saw this earlier and thought it was quite cool. Did you guys see this Fair Play Alliance, which has been formed by Blizzard, Epic, and Twitch, and Xbox, and various other people?
No,
it is, and they're basically coming together. All these big companies. There's a massive list of 30 different companies, most of which you haven't heard of, but Xbox and who said of them, and Mixer and all sorts of various people. But it is an initiative called the Fair Play Alliance, which the goal is to encourage fair play and healthy communities. They envisage a world where games are free of harassment, discrimination, and abuse, and where players can express themselves through play.
Good.
So this is something you talk about every week, Duke, and rightly so, because it is toxic and it's horrible, and we all play games to enjoy them. And I think it's great just to see some big hitting companies even just acknowledge that it's a problem and that they'll try and do something about it. Whether or not they can is, who knows. But the fact that they're trying is good.
Absolutely agreed.
But some people do need to know that their mom should go suck a dick. So, where are you going to hear that? You know what I mean?
Well, there's a place for that, but it doesn't have to be every game.
No.
It's at your house.
Information about your mom sucking a dick.
Sometimes I just want to hear that, and I just go into Call of Duty going,
suck a dick,
and I wait for it, and I'm just in the lobby, and I go, "Hey everyone," and they go, "Your mom sucks dicks," and I'm like, "Oh, thank God." I can turn the game off at last.
Not another one. How come it's all these people?
There's a lot of people that have banded together. Blizzard, CCP Games, Discord, Epic Games, Kablam, Kachunk Games, Mixer, Xbox.
Now, I heard someone say, Twitch. Yeah, that's great, but when are they going to do something about the toxic environment in their own companies? So,
Bazing.
I don't know anything about that.
You can't just put your name on it and sort of that automatically absolves you of all the things that you've done as a company.
It's a PR move for some cases.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
That's a cynical perspective. I'm not a cynical.
It is. I'm sure there's well-meaning people in all of these companies that hopefully will put their heads together.
You know yeah, exactly. It might lead to a good outcome for some folks. Like.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So is it time for some emails?
Fucking is.
Oh yeah. Come on, stupid Wacom tablet, play. There we go.
Whoa, that ruled.
We have 7.
Holy balls.
7 emails. So strap in, motherfuckers. Yeah. Also, at this point, I'm gonna mention my brother because he did a thing. He did do sort of like a quiz, and it was a bit different. But I said Stu's not on the show this week, so I'll save it for next week. So I haven't forgot you, brother. Okay. So the first email came just after the day we recorded. So this was Monday. So he's probably thinking they forgot me, but we did not. So this is from Paul McPaul, and he says, Hi Stu, Chinny and Duke. I'm interested in attending the 21st of April meetup.
Why are so many people talking about, I'm thinking of doing this.
I'm thinking about doing this.
Just do it.
Anal. I'm thinking about it. Right, anyway, so he's thinking about attending the 21st of April meetup, particularly as he's based up in the northwest. So he's right there, Duke. He's right fucking there. But I wondered, is there an age limit?
Yes, you have to be 93 in order to attend.
There is an age limit.
Is there an upper or lower age limit? Is that what's he asking?
There isn't an age limit. It's fine. Yes.
Well,
appreciate that you
all don't mind some salty language.
And anal. Appreciate that you're all veteran all on the veteran gamers, but being an old bastard myself, is there an upper age limit to attend? As a gamer,
98.
Yeah, I mean, there's an age limit. There's an age limit, Paul, if you can't physically make it. You know, if it's harmful for your health.
Can't wiggle a joystick.
Yeah, that's too old.
Yeah, if like flashing colours, like, oh my god. You know, we don't want a heart attack on our hands. But no, there isn't. As a gamer since the ZX81 and the Commodore 64, I discovered your podcast about 2 years ago. And I've been listening since on my record player. And I enjoy the show. Even if there are some discussions about weird shit pigeon games that Stu plays.
Take that, Stu.
All the best, McPaul, I'm going to call him. P.S. You can tell an old person wrote this as it doesn't actually contain any rude words. That's correct. It doesn't contain.
So there's some old people who curse.
Oh my god, yes there are. So thank you, Paul, for the email. And
McPaul face.
You are absolutely welcome. And if you do come, I will let Chris kiss you. So that's special.
I'll kiss everybody.
Yeah. Chris, Tara loves Chris, Paul. I just let you know. My wife to be loves Chris because of his dance moves. Whenever I mention Chris, she goes, "Is that the dancing Chris?" I go, "That is the dancing Chris." Because we went to a gig together. Isn't that right, Chris? And
that's very right.
And she said, "I love Chris. I love how he just dances and doesn't care." And I was like, "Yeah, that's Chris. Chris will dance on cue. If you're just standing there eating a burger, Chris dance. And you go, bam, and he does it. He's great. Anyway,
I have music in my head, in my mind,
constantly. I have voices in mine. Anyway, the next email is from John, aka Schmuddy Peps. I think I'm saying that right.
Peps.
It's a bit of a long one, this one, so I'm gonna I haven't proof checked this, so he could call me a C word. I have no idea. Dear veteran gamers, further to my recent email, I'd like to thank you all for quantifiably quashing my quandary. Fucking hell, mate. Quandary conspiracy concerns. Jesus Christ.
Wow,
what a sentence. I remember his last email now. He asked what happened to Quandary, and we killed him. I'd also like to thank you for your generous offer of intimate penile contact at your impending meetup in April. Sadly, I have a prior engagement in London on that very weekend. Oh, fucking convenience. So, will unfortunately be able to participate in your 10th anniversary Naked Arcade celebrations. 11th anniversary are usually more fun than 10-year ones anyway, so let's look forward to some naked gaming jollities. in 2019, I guess, yeah. I can't read. Whilst I have your attention, I have a Skyrim-related conundrum.
Hey-oh! You had me at Skyrim.
that may well benefit from Duke's acquired knowledge of all things Elder Scrolls. Namely, have you, Duke, encountered the infamous Imperial questline bug related to Legate Rick? Is that right? Legate Rick?
No, I have not. I don't even know what this is.
I might be saying it wrong. So, and if so, how did you find a way around it? If you did, I played through all of Skyrim on the 360, but didn't encounter the bug as I opted to follow the Stormcloak questline. However, after I discovered that there were a bunch of horrible racists, and not...
Yeah, I know they are. But what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
That doesn't mean that the cause is wrong. It's just there's bad people involved in it.
And not quite the champions of the oppressed that I imagine them to be. I am loath to follow the Stormcloak path again on my current playthrough on the Xbox. I understand this glitch is cross-platform, and I have tried every tactic and I've read about online to try and get past it, but to no avail. So what? Legate Rick?
I have no idea what that is. I'm sorry.
I'll try and find out what it is in a sec. But there is more to this email, so we'll carry on reading. It's a beast of an email. Thanks, John.
Yeah.
Actually, I have one other question for Duke. Uncut? No, yeah, he is Jewish. No, I have another question for Duke. Before I sign off, would you kindly put me out my misery and reveal the source of the Storytime theme? You can probably appreciate that long-time listeners end up with these sound bites permanently embedded into their consciousness.
Oh yeah, you do.
My favorite time. It's story time. Story time.
To the extent that it's not uncommon for me to find myself involuntarily launching into it. For example, an impromptu rendition of the Final Fantasy Triumph music. I can answer that question, actually, John. So the voice of that is... Actually, the song I don't know, but it's that time. It's story time. Is the actress behind Clementine? I forgot her name. The lovely woman that plays Clementine in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
What's her name? I forgot.
Wait, you don't know her name?
I don't know her name, but I never interviewed her. Stu did. I've never actually spoke to her.
Melissa Hutchinson. Duh.
Melissa, there you go. So
No,
Melissa,
I did not just look that up and stall for time by asking if Ginny.
Melissa, very, very kindly, Stu said, would you record a lot of sound bites for us? You've got a few others as well, haven't you?
We do have a few others. That's absolutely correct.
It's stalling.
Killing zombies is great, but the Veteran Gamers podcast is even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a recent survey, 9 out of 10 zombies preferred the Veteran Gamers podcast.
And here's the final one.
Duke, what's with all the sound bites?
Well, Clementine, I was playing them to demonstrate you.
So yeah, she's a very nice woman, and Stu's interviewed her twice, and she's always responded and been very, very nice. And I'm sure she gets asked for sound bites all the time.
Now, the story of the song.
I don't know the song. No.
Yeah. So here's the thing. In 1994,
right,
I was
alive.
Yeah, I was alive. Yeah. I was at college in Sarasota, Florida.
I was 9.
I was a freshman in the spring of 1994. And then many years later, when I was doing this podcast, I needed a song for Storytime, and I just typed it into Google, Storytime song, and that song came up, and I used that.
I was in Lidl the other day and shopping as you do, and heard the bong bong, and it just announced that there's another till had opened, and I just said out loud, by myself, I just said, "Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch!" in the middle of the
Does it really sound like that?
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
Nice, because that's just you on your.
That's me on my guitar. Yeah, it's not even that.
Wow, that's awesome. Let's open this motherfucking till, bitch.
Oh, apparently Jason Gallagher.
You can't talk like that in here.
Apparently Jason Gallagher scored us that interview with Melissa, so I didn't know that, but I'm sure Stu would have brought that up, Jason, if he was here. But he's dead. So anyway, John finishes off the email by saying, "Right, on that note, I'm off." Well, you're not really. It's an email. You know what I mean? Like, you can't leave an email. Yeah, thank you in advance for your assistance, and keep calm and carry on the Kuiper. Carry on up the Kuiper. The Kuiper, as in the Kuiper belt.
Khyber Pass. I don't know.
Kuiper belt. Isn't that like a thing?
So apparently there's some glitch where when you report for duty as part of the Empire, it won't work.
Which part?
You have to report for duty, and Legate Ricky is the one, or Ricka, whatever the hell you say his name.
Yeah.
He's the one who's supposed to help you, and he doesn't, and so it's like, ugh.
What a bastard.
I've been playing Skyrim on Switch as well this week. I've forgotten.
Oh yeah, add me at Skyrim.
Fucking sweet. I'm not gone very far. I've just done the companion stuff.
See, that would be really bad, because then it's like, Mr. P, are you grading papers? Yes. I'm like, I'm under the desk with the Switch in Skyrim. Keep reading, kids. You're supposed to be reading.
Yeah, I mean, I could play Skyrim again, but I'd try and play it very, very differently if I did.
Yeah, well, that's the beauty of Skyrim.
I play it upside down.
Yeah, I play it while I don't know, naked in the bath, which is leaking. Anyway, next email is from the wise old elf. That's literally what he put his name as. Evening, afternoon, chaps. Not being a PC Xbox gamer, I've been listening enviously to Chinny's PUBG escapades, and I've watched a few streams from time to time. Watch more. Fucking hell, come on, watch more. Anyway, I was stoked when I saw that PUBG will be coming to the mobile, and I've dived right in. And man, that game is addictive. Even on a mobile screen, I have sunk a whole load of time into it already. I was wondering if you've given it a go and what you thought. I've already got 2 chicken dinners and feel pretty full. Well, I liked you. No, I don't. Why is that? Because you keep rubbing in these fucking chicken dinners like you're a big dick. So there you go. There's a perfect example of somebody who can appreciate the mobile version because he doesn't have an Xbox or a PC. So now he can play it on the mobile. Yeah, I've talked about what I think about the mobile version. It's perfectly fine and serviceable, but it's not the way I would play it. P.S. Duke, I've heard you mention Parks and Rec a few times, so I thought I would give it a go, having missed it the first time round on TV. Now it's one of my favourite shows, with possibly the best TV character ever created in Ron Swanson.
Ron Swanson's great, but John Raffio is the man.
Technically, I'm homeless.
And when he is going after Ron Swanson, oh, it's just the best.
Loving your work, the wise old elf. So thank you very much to the wise
Thanks,
old
elf.
A show that I watch a lot, and I don't really talk about, is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, I want to watch that. It looks
it's
good.
Fucking great. Like, I just love that show. And I think I've finished...
John Raffio rapping. Oh, wait.
OPE, she's the dope.
There we go.
K to the N to the OPE, she's the dopest little shorty in all Pawnee, Indiana. R to the O to the N, and then I say Swanson's got swagger the size of Big Ben clock.
Why do you keep adding a word at the end?
Yes, anyway. So if anybody watches Brooklyn Nine-Nine, just, I don't know, write in, because it's fucking great, that show. I'm drinking water. Hang on.
And if you like 30 Rock, write in.
Welcome to the flower shop.
No one fucking cares. Right, anyway, next email is from Lewis. We've got 3 emails from Lewis. That's why we've got so many this week. I don't know. I think maybe the third one is like, I just need to talk to someone. I haven't read it yet.
So long.
Hello, veterans. This week I've been playing a lot of PUBG Mobile. The official PUBG Mobile. You probably already know this, but you've probably already mentioned it in your news. It's nowhere near as jank as I thought it would be, although I'm running it on the latest iPad, so it probably makes a difference. The game is free and is compatible with the iPhone 5S and later. It's currently only released in the US and Canada, but if you type in PUBG Mobile into Google, it comes up with an iTunes link, and you can launch it via the US App Store and download it from there. It's good, and I'd recommend getting it. Another game this week that I've been playing is Spin Tires Mud Runner. It's an off-road driving game set in Russia with realistic mud physics. Duke, realistic mud physics, the thing that you've always wanted.
I know, right? Why have I not heard of this game before?
Very good. It's very good, and I'd also recommend that as well. I haven't bought an iPad controller, and I'm not going to. All right, Duke, you're fucking not gonna. because it's a bit of a waste of money.
I was trying to get him.
Fucking stop pressuring him to get a fucking controller. Even though he's thought about it. My question this week is: if you had to play one game for the rest of your life, what would it be? Good luck with the solo chicken dinner, Chinny with an E, and bye for now. I know, PUBG or GTA for me. Bam. One game for the rest of your life, Chris.
If I had to, I would probably have to be Skyrim. To be fair.
Skyrim.
Yeah!
Eric.
Talking about Skyrim, of course.
The one thing I didn't mention about PUBG on the mobile. Apparently there are bots in the game.
Really?
And I can't believe I didn't mention this because like it feels like the first few people you come across are bots but it's very difficult to tell because you don't know if they're bots or actual people playing on the mobile that are fucking terrible because the controls are fucking terrible. All right, and like you hear someone and they shoot and I like to hide in the bush, lol, because it's fun. And somebody saw me and shot me, but they didn't shoot me. It was definitely a bot because I was hiding in the bush. They shot me just in bursts, like like that, and then waited, and then like that again. So that if that was a normal person, you just absolutely get blitzed. But the closer the game gets down to like top 20 or wherever, I feel like but towards the end it does feel like you're actually playing real people. Because they're running around, outsmarting me generally. But yeah, I think there's a lot of bots. I think there's a thing in the news about it containing a lot of bots to fill up the servers and stuff like that. So I'm not quite sure why, or if that's still a thing. But just in case people went, talk about the bots, Jenny, you fucking stupid lanky prick. Okay, so that's Lewis. Thank you, Lewis, for writing into the show. He's got more emails coming up, but before that, Peter, not my brother, somebody else. Or Bobbins, he's called himself. Evening, gents. Bobbins again. Over the years, you listen to many podcasts telling you what they're up to and excited about, but the ones you stick with are the people that you form an attachment to. In turn, I trust your judgment.
God. Don't trust our judgment. What are you doing?
No. My favourite ever TV series is The Wire.
Yeah.
I can watch it back and not get bored. Thanks to Duke for that one. And Point Break, a great film I'd never seen.
Oh, love Point Break. Love Point Break.
I've spent all week watching the thick of it because of Chinny. Holy shit. And I was quite surprised to see the Doctor Who shouting lady bollocks. Yeah, he does. He says lots, far more worse things than that. I've also started playing Wolfenstein this week because of you, Chinny. We're talking about it in the last few weeks ago and made me excited about playing it. And then the other game I'm playing is Ratchet & Clank because the Overseas Connection, I think we should make use of the monthly games. I really hope you don't start... Sorry, my throat. I really hope you don't start using your powers for evil, as I will blindly follow you into the darkness. I noticed that he didn't say that Stu had recommended anything for him. Have you watched Fresh Meat? Have any of you watched Fresh Meat from the Thick of It and Peep Show writers? I haven't. I am aware that the people that wrote Peep Show wrote Fresh Meat.
I watched a bit of that. It was all right.
I don't like Jack Whitehall, you see. I'm not a fan of him. He's a big
he's quite tiring, isn't he? He's quite tiring.
I think he doesn't annoy me like James Corden, who's a talentless fat fuck. But
really?
Every time I will see him, I want him to die. But I don't get annoyed. I can sort of stand him on a panel show or something, Mr. Whitehall. But I don't know. He knows he's posh and he plays it and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't really like him that much. But the people who wrote the thick of it also wrote I'm Alan Partridge as well. So there's all that shit going on. That's how you know it's great. But yeah, I don't know. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Try that, Peter. See what you think of it.
Yeah, Peter, come on, try it.
I love it. But thanks for writing in, Peter. More emails. So 2 from Lewis now. So this is another one from Lewis. Sorry I've had to send another email again. I just found out about Atari's new game console. I think it's going to be a complete fucking failure. He didn't say fucking. Unless it has some gimmick that will attract casual audiences. This is because most people already have a games console this generation. And although the Switch has been a success, it has a bunch of great games tied to it along with a gimmick that makes people buy it and something different. The Atari looks like another games console, and most people will look at it, brackets, it probably won't even have many first-party exclusives, and not buy one because they have an Xbox or PlayStation. What are your thoughts on this? Well, Lewis, I think it's a retro console. I think it's kind of in the vein of the SNES Classic Mini, as far as I know. Chris, do you know anything about it?
I thought that originally. That's what I thought it was going to be, but I mean, I'm not that interested in it because it's Atari and they get shit games. Sorry, most of them are anyway. But yeah, I think actually it was due to be something much more powerful.
Oh,
and I just don't see what the point in that is, because I think it's doomed to fail to start. If that's actually what it turns out to be, I don't know if that's been confirmed or not. But I think it's more gunning for a more modern console, and I don't know. I don't see the point.
It still has the wood finish, which is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, people will buy another one of those things if they make another SNES Mini type thing out of it. Yeah, people will buy it, and then they'll play those games, and they go, nope. But I don't know. What's the point? They're going to fail. Sorry, but they are.
On the website, it's called an Atari VCS, which Lewis did mention. There's lots of nice little videos of it sort of rotating around and all that sort of shit. And the sort of strap is Game Stream Connect like never before. Killer Atari classic games. Hot new indie titles. Open Linux OS. Join the revolution. So I think it's kind of like an indie console. It's sort of pitching itself.
It's an Ouya that can play shit Atari games as well.
Pretty much. It does sort of sound like that. Yeah.
I'll take 30.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. Things like this don't really blip on my radar. I feel like I've got too much to sort of play and I don't think about it. And I've got no attachment to Atari at all. I think
that's it.
A bit too young to it.
We've got the SNES Minis because we were SNES boys.
Yep.
And it's great to have that. If you could have the exact same thing and it was Atari, and you were an Atari person, and it comes out and it's all made of wood, and I can see that there's an audience for that. But I think from what you're saying, the price is going to be through the roof on it, and it's got too much competition these days that it's just not going to.
I think Lewis he's probably right that it'll probably fail. But Jason Gallagher says, "Don't bash Atari." In the chat,
I do that a lot. Yeah, it was great. I'm sure Atari was great. I had one for a bit and I didn't really enjoy it. But then I had a NES before it, so I was kind of spoiled by that point.
Okay, so the other email that Lewis sent is the exact same one that I just read. So he sent the same one twice. So we'll gloss over that. We've got an email from Derek Signs. Are we all still awake? Chris, Eric, are we still awake? There's a lot of emails.
There's no speak pipes.
I'm here. I'm ready to go.
No speak pipes. No. So anyway, Derek Signs. Hello again, veteran gamers. I am confirming that I will be taking the mechanical bull by the horns and turning up to your planned game Jamboree at the Arcade Club in Bury on the 21st of April. Thank you very much. I'm debating whether I should wear my I'm with Stupid t-shirt, which has arrows on it that point both to left and right. Hopefully I'll have a chance for a photo with Stu and Chinny, as I'm sure their rates are reasonable. So he's in the middle, I'm with Stupid, and it's pointing at us. Don't you fucking dare, Derek. No, that's fine. However, due to a legal ban, which doesn't expire in 2025, that prevents me from travelling within 30 miles of the centre of Bury, I will be disguised as a 4-foot 8-inch transsexual Transylvanian dwarf. I
knew it. I could tell by his voice.
I assume the veteran gamers have no objections to this if I turn up as a transsexual Transylvanian dwarf. Not only do I have no objections to it, I think it's great.
We're quite in favor of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm support it, especially this day and age, because I don't identify as a man. I'm more of a cheese sandwich. Anyway, also Derek says if I carry on with this line of thinking, I can hopefully get Stu to say the word transsexual Transylvanian tour for the third time. No, you got Chinny to do that, but it's fun to say. On a more serious note, can Stu, Chinny, or listeners suggest which website is best for trying to get a good train travel deal? Chris?
Well, I use the train line, but that's only because that's what I've always used.
Yes, I use the train line. I use the train line.
It's good.
Stu's a tight arse, so he'd be good to ask.
You can't get good train deals.
No.
You get those two together tickets. If you've got someone you can ride with every time or whatever, those make big savings. But you want to go somewhere across the country and you don't want to buy it 4 years in advance. You're paying hundreds of pounds.
If you're buying it like a month or two in advance, you might get a decent deal. Sometimes it's like £3 to upgrade to first class as well. So you're like, fuck it, I'll do that. But yeah, trains. If the longer you leave it, the more fucked in the ass you're going to be. So
just Red Dead the fucker and climb underneath and just sort of hang on. That's the way to go.
Yeah, no, do that. Okay, I decided to download Titanfall 2 to my Xbox One yesterday, as the Ultimate Edition is on sale for £5.25. Oh my god, that's amazing.
That is a very good game.
Yeah, I need to download that. Shit. I have seen lots of good reviews for the game since its release, but couldn't remember if any of the veteran gamers had played it. I haven't played it. Eric?
Sorry, what game is this?
Titanfall 2.
Yes, I love it. It's a really... I haven't played the single player at all, but I've played the multiplayer a lot.
Yeah, I remember you playing this, yeah. I can't remember if Stu's played it, but...
I don't think
the single player is fantastic. That's probably my favourite first-person shooter campaign.
I remember it because it was a bit of a sleeper hit, wasn't it? Like, people were like, oh, I don't know if the single player is going to be any good. And it's probably like one of the most underrated single-player games of that year.
Yeah,
it's just smooth, and there's some really clever ideas with... They get to do some crazy shit in that game.
Yeah, I remember the guys in the Experience Points podcast really liked it. So.
Okay, so Derek finishes off by saying, that's it for now. I'm off to practice my Lancashire accent. Derek. Thank you, Derek, for writing in. And we'll look forward to seeing you at the Arcade Club in Bury on the 21st of April. Yeah. So that's
tidy.
Lovely. And then we got one more email from Jason.
Strap on.
Hey, veterans, with all of this talk about Verbal Rob's hair over the boss wave, don't you think Chris MJW's do is a little underplayed? After all, his hair looks great even after a night in a tent. At least that's what Pilch claims. I haven't really thought about Chris's hair. It doesn't really do anything for me.
No, I don't want to take away from Rob's. The hair's Rob's thing. I don't want to encroach on it.
No,
there's not. You can't hold a candle to it. You could, but it would just, But no, I just don't do anything with my hair. My hair's just there. It keeps my head warm mostly. Not as warm as it used to. We're all getting older, but.
Yeah, I think if there's something to focus on Chris, it's dancing, because that man can fucking dance. And there's GIFs and videos of Chris dancing, so if you want to see that, go to the Veteran Gamers YouTube channel, check out the EGX videos.
I like the GIF of me that you did that says "fuck yeah."
Yeah,
I have that on my phone.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. I enjoyed that. I should make more. I should finish off the EGX 2017 video. That's what I should do.
The tickets are out for this year.
Oh, they are. They are.
News.
Yeah,
I've literally bought them today because I forgot about it.
Well, this is going to be the first year that I'm not going. So,
wow.
Yeah, because of the honeymoon, you see.
Wow. Treat her to a sort of couple of days at a Nerdfest.
Yeah, no. So I don't know.
I just booked the Saturday this time. I'm not sure I can be bothered for 2 days this time.
Well, we'll see. But yeah, I'm not. I won't be there this year. But Stu will, so no one's going to meet him. Anyway, so Duke, I have a question specifically for you. Remember, this is from Jason.
Oh yeah.
I love Wes Anderson films. His new one, Isle of Dogs, has been berated by some liberals because the story takes place on a Japanese island, yet the characters speak English. I say big deal. It is his movie, not theirs. Anyway, I would love a Wes Anderson video game. Searching, I found... I don't know how to say that, so I'm going to put it into Google. Maquisard. You heard of Maquisard?
No idea.
Maquisard. Maquisard on Mac and PC, based off a character from the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh, okay. For some reason, Wes Anderson, I just can't get into him. I feel like his movies are very charming and whimsical, and they've got some deep stuff in them, but I don't know, they just rub me the wrong way. They seem like they're trying too hard. I don't know.
I love the Grand Budapest Hotel. It's so fucking good. I love that film. I absolutely love it.
That was good. That was all right.
If you know of a strange video game that reminds you of Wes Anderson films, please let us know. Thank you for your time, Jason. I don't really. Heavy Rain is pretty... No, I'm joking. I don't.
What other films has he done? I don't know. I don't know his films really.
He's done the one with Gene Hackman. What's that fucking called?
Black 21?
No, Ben Stiller.
Age of it.
Fucking, I don't know. I've seen the trailer for the new one with the dogs and stuff.
Oh, that's right. That one actually looks good.
It does look cool. It's got dogs in it and stuff.
Fantastic Mr. Fox was good. Isle of Dogs. Yeah, I want to see Isle of Dogs.
Yeah,
his animated stuff I think appeals to me more than the other stuff. Life Aquatic he did. Rushmore.
Yeah, Rushmore. The Royal Tenenbaums or whatever it is. Yes,
okay,
that's the one.
okay.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I was hearing Wes Craven earlier, I think.
Right, very different. Very different.
Yeah. So yeah, I was really hoping there'd be a Scream game sometime.
Yeah. No, I don't know really. I don't know if there's any games that do quite that. I'm not sure because there's two things with Wes Anderson films that sort of stand out for me, and one of them is the symmetry and the cinematography and all that nonsense. But the other thing is, yeah, like Duke said, it's quite whimsical. There's a fun pace to the films, aren't there? They sort of move very, very quickly, but they're quite cool.
There's probably sort of indie games that have sort of tones of that sort of stuff, and a lot of the sort of story-driven indie games, the bullshit Stu likes to play, and that I do too to a certain extent. But I don't know these films well enough to be able to think of a game off the top of my head and say, yeah, that game is just like that stuff. But yeah, the indie stuff, that's where you're getting these sort of weird, quirky ideas, and people are taking risks because it's quite a risky thing in a video game. You're not going to get a AAA developer sort of going down that road.
Like timing is always very tricky in video games as well. That's why you don't get many comedy games, is because timing, delivery of lines, and where you're looking and how characters come in, and you often find in a video game if one character interrupts the other character, there's like a big pause in the middle of the fucking dialogue, and don't tell me, hey, there's like this, like dialogue's very sort of janky in video games.
You'd think though with the video game you've got the opportunity to you can basically just edit things as much as you want. You can cut and get everything so that it runs, and comedy stuff they should be able to make it really snappy and work really well. Just would take a good writer. But
South Park do it, Portal 2 did it. There are games that are funny. It's not like it doesn't happen.
But you need, with those sort of, when people are like the Steve Zissou, that sort of thing, you got deadpan faces and stuff. People's dead eyes in video games. You don't have that sort of connection with the character that you get in these sorts of games.
What it'll take is somebody with the level of polish of what do you call them, Naughty Dog, that can deliver a game with believable characters, but also with the balls of just going, hey, let's not make a surefire hit, let's make a game that's actually like funny and entertaining. I think we're probably a way off from that.
It's going to be stuff like A Way Out, stuff like that. Games that are small to medium sized games where they've got to do something slightly random and go for it.
Well,
it's a good idea. I like the idea of it, and that's one of the reasons I like indie games, is because you can sort of find those weird and wonderful things like that.
The bar of entry is lower, but also the budget's lower, but the stake, the concepts are higher usually in indie games. But I don't know. I can't really answer that question, I'm afraid, Jason. But if anybody else has an answer for Jason, if they have played a game that reminds them of a Wes Anderson film, you can write in. You can go to veterangamers.co.uk, click the contact button and write in, or just email us at podcast@veterangamers.co.uk, and you can do that too. You can tweet us. I was thinking about starting an Instagram account for Veteran Gamers, but I have no fucking idea what would be on it.
Neither do I.
Yeah. So that's
again.
Here's a picture of a video game I might play. But anyway, that's the emails. I think we're fucking done. There's no speak pipes, luckily.
It's time for a shout out. Hey!
Let's do the shout outs. I'm going to go first with the shout outs. Chris is too easy, so I won't shout him. You know, it's just that's what Stu would do. I shout out Chris because he's on the show. I'm going to shout out Tahara. She is well, actually, I won't say, but it's her birthday in 1 hour.
Nice.
So yeah, she's celebrating her birthday. It's on a Monday, you know, her birthday. It's a tricky day to have a birthday. So she's going to work, but we sort of celebrated it over the weekend. We had a good weekend, and I said that I would cook her a meal, which is a big deal tomorrow, and I have fucking no idea what I'm going to do.
Pizza.
Yeah, I got you this. What's that Chicago Town box doing on the floor? No, don't worry about that. It's a handmade pizza.
Handmade pizza with this amazing little child's toy table on top of it.
Yes,
plastic table.
Yes. Yeah. So I don't know what I'm going to make. If Stu was here, I would say, what's an easy meal that I could make? But I have no idea what to do. But I'll think of something. So yeah, shout out to the lovely Tahara on her birthday. And that's me. So Duke, you go for it.
Yeah, I'll shout out Gary. What's happening, dude? Play some more Rocket League soon. You and Rogue, what up? Antonio, of course, ready for that. I'll shout out Chris because he came on the show. I will shout out the Duchess because she's awesome. I will shout out Mariah, the lady who serves us at brunch. I will shout out everybody listening, Jason Galar. He said, don't diss in television. I would never diss in television. I loved the in television back in the day. Anyway, I will shout out my school district for giving me this week off. Actually, I should thank my union for demanding the week off. So, anyway, yeah, that's me.
Okay. Chris?
Okay, I will shout out Nat and I'll shout out Amras because they're lovely, they're my kind of guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I am also going to shout out the people that bought our house. Thank you for buying our house.
Big listeners of the show. Big listeners.
I painted over the cracks, so don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry. In
about gonna fall apart.
In 12 months' time, you'll see that shit.
The spike pit in the garden. They're gonna find that one at some point.
Yeah.
I will shout out my niece Carly because it's her birthday today too. Happy birthday, Carly. She doesn't listen,
Carly.
But you know.
Never too late to start.
And I'm going to shout out me because although Duke did, Chinny didn't, and you know, I took time out of my busy schedule to come and be with you guys. So you know, I feel like I deserve some respect.
That's very
me. Then...
You know what? He's
that's
getting a little
disrespectful to me, Chris.
Yeah, really.
No, thank you for coming on, Chris. We do appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Chris.
Thanks for going away, Stu, or dying, or whatever it is you've done.
I don't know what he's done. Yes, no, it was no problem. I text Chris and said, "Hey, Chris, do you want to come on the show?" And he went, "Yes," and that was the end of that. And then he said,
"Let's record so late, though."
Well, it's fucking ending now.
And it's Sunday. It's gone midnight. I'm going to be asleep at work tomorrow.
It's not midnight. It's 11.
Have you put your clocks forward?
Yes.
Well, my clock. What time is it then?
It's 11 o'clock.
Oh, my computer's gone forward an extra hour. That's all right then. Wow, I've got another hour. Well, let's keep podcasting, guys. Another hour.
It's 11. It's 9 past 11. You psychopath.
Kid, you got wax in your ears.
It happened this morning. I went to bed at like 1 o'clock, and then I went, "Hang on."
I love to be a Chris in the morning all day long. Oh my god, I have another hour.
I've been late for everything.
Dear.
Sorry, you were saying something.
No.
Don't forget, people, if you like our podcast, you should check out vghub.net because it's a great website.
If you like this podcast, there is another site you should check out, which is called vghub.net. And on there, you find a bunch of links to other video game podcasts similar in vein to ours, but different in the way they're delivered. Some have all kinds of sound effects.
Are for old people.
Some talk about
Too many, some
RPGs.
people say.
Come on now.
Some might say that.
No one says that.
Then of course you have links to great forums.
You don't have any other friends.
So check it out, vghub.net. It is a great starting point for your podcast discovery.
And the great thing about VGHub.net is, hey.
I was trying to open a new window, but I don't know how to do that.
You can listen to friends of ours like Airborne Gamers, G4TE, Cos Gaming, Pilchards and Cream, PS Radio UK, Push Start.
Half of those don't exist anymore.
True Still Games.
All of them apart from Boss Wave, aren't you? That's what you're going to do. That's
Who-
your game. That's your
Who
joke.
Dares Grins. I don't know who these are. Well, True Skill, we know who they are. Yeah, I don't know. There's yeah, you need to update that site. Yeah. I think
There's a lot of things I need to do this week. I'm gonna probably do about half of them.
Yeah, probably. What's your plans for spring break? What's the biggest thing on the top of?
Sign a logo for the 2019 Go Congress. Plan out some stuff that we got to do later. Clean up the house and take out the garbage.
That'll be the thing that you
I'll
forget.
take myself out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
Well, yeah. Thanks for Chris for joining us.
yeah. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks
for
for
listening,
guys.
everybody.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Won't you, won't you, won't you, won't you, won't you just switch off the television set and go and do something less boring instead? Sitting at home, watch TV, turning up slow moves to me. Won't you, why don't you, go.
For the record, I still really like Chinny's outro song, but you don't want me to use that anymore. Why not?
Play it again, and I just can't remember what it was now.
While you listen to your outro, you can think of a reason you don't want to hear
Yeah,
your
I don't remember what.
The end of the show, you fucking pricks. Turn the podcast off. Oh, wait, you don't need to do that because it'll turn off when it ends. Why don't you listen to another podcast, you ungrateful fuck?
I'll tell you why I don't like that.
Because there's a little bit of stew in it.
Because it's fucking awful, is one, right? The other reason.
Sounds like...
The other reason I don't like it is because my brain doesn't handle sort of two songs going on at once. And
Yeah,
towards,
but I melded it beautifully.
towards the end,
I made.
towards the end, that like my voice and the song sort of go out of sync, and it really like grates me. So
I can tell. I can hear you exploding when Duke does it, and there's two things going on. I can hear the rage building.
it just like when there's like it's not rage. It's like when a cat licks ice cream and it's too cold for it, and it doesn't do anything else. It just freezes. You know, like
I've
I
seen
doesn't.
that. I think I've got some ice cream. I've definitely got a cat.
Like just like you just get a cat to lick it, and it just like for a second contemplates its life. It just goes, "What the fuck is
What am
going
I
on?"
doing?
And that when Duke plays two things at once, that's what happens to my brain. I can't do it.
It's funny you mentioned that, Chris, because actually that song used to have a lot more Stu in it, but I had to cut some of him out because Jenny was singing this silly little song, and then Stu started, fucker. It's like, let him sing the song, Stu.
Yeah, it's
I
trying to.
do that. When anyone's saying anything funny on our show, I just immediately cut in and talk over them, just like I've been doing all night tonight. So you're welcome.
You can't cut over me though. That's the thing. Nobody cuts it. He really is able to.
The thing, it's like Stu. Like I've had people saying to me, "Don't let Stu be funny," because he's, Stu should be. Whenever Stu tries to be funny, it's like a big bomb. The Stu's only funny when he's not trying to be funny.
Well,
sure. Like when the less
times he tries real hard.
The less he tries.
Boy, stupid sound effects.
The less he tries, the funnier he is, right?
That's true about most people.
It is.
Yeah.
Very true.
But bless him. I would say I miss him, but I don't. So, yeah. He'll be here next week.
All right, that's the end of the recording.
Bam.
Boy.
Stop. Save.
In a house.
Don't say anything funny or
Go
interesting.
buy a new mouse.
No, now we speak like this, don't we? Yes. Indeed.
Now you do the funny bit. You're not trying now, so you're gonna be funny.
What episode is 429?
Yes.
I'm so pleased it's not midnight. This is great. I've got more evening.
Fucking hell, Chris! You really think we fucking record midnight? You're mental.
I thought I was there forever. I thought it was never going to end.
2 weeks ago when I came in, and it was like, oh wait, they didn't put their clocks ahead. I have another hour.
We started at 9. Do you really think that went on for 3 hours? Was it that bad for you?
Like it went on for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, dear me.
Veteran Gamers seems like it goes on for.
Is your life too long? Do you want to feel like it's young?
Listen to the Veteran Gamers. I haven't checked. I'm so bad at making promises and not keeping them. I do it all the time. I haven't checked the event Facebook thing. No idea how many people have said they're going to attend.
I'm going to have to keep it short, my visit, because I've got to get back to Worcester for Man Camp that day.
Oh, yeah.
Camp.
I have to come down, do 3 hours and then come back or something like that.
Man Camp.
Once a year we get the blokes get a pass and we go and find some woods and just camp overnight, basically just have a fire and sit around drinking and campfiring and eating meat on the fire. Yeah.
Nice.
So, and it was cancelled because it was snowing. It was cancelled 3 weeks ago because it was snowing. So but they all pussied out even though I wanted to do it.
What are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. The beast from the east fucked us. But yeah, Man Camp.
There you go. All
right, guys. Have a good night.
Yeah, good to speak to you guys.
See you later. Thanks, Chris.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
In a bit. Bye. That's the end. Go away. If you're listening on the stream. Go.